mix. Sports mix. Yeah. You in the mix. Rockin' with Kenny. When it comes to news, man, he got plenty. You in the sports mix with Kenny. News and knowledge. A lot of dope techniques make kids become scholars. You need to tune in. A lot of hot topics. When it comes to sports, Kenny sound like a prophet. You in the mix, man. You in the mix. Plus he keep you up on all the hottest trends. Plus you never know who he has as a guest. So grab a cold one, man, and just tune in. You in the mix, man. You in the mix. You in the mix. Sports mix. You in the mix. Rockin' with Kenny. When it comes to news, man, he got plenty. You in the mix, man. You in the mix. You in the mix. Sports mix. You in the mix. You rockin' with Kenny. When it comes to news, man, he got plenty.
Well, Sports Mix is here, and I just want to give a shout out to all the Baltimore Ravens fans who made their way down to the Key Bridge this weekend. Attempting to jump.
Yeah.
I got a whole bunch of calls Sunday night around 11 o'clock, 11:15. That it was a traffic jam over there on the 695. And I thought that part of the highway was closed.
Yeah.
Apparently they got through the barriers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And made their way over to the bridge, and it was going to be a mass jump off. And I ain't talking about a Diddy party. It wasn't no goddamn Diddy parties going on. They ready to jump off the bridge, baby.
Yeah.
The season is over. Season is over. Let's call it what it is. Season is over. They need the Steelers to lose, which Steelers are playing pretty good football right now. And we don't, I'm not looking for no favors from nobody.
Yeah.
So the Ravens put their foot in their own ass this week. But the last few weeks, the Cincinnati game was gave everybody hope. The defense showed up, looked like the 2000 Ravens for a game. They shut them out. They running interceptions back and handing off on the interceptions. I mean, looking like Ed Reed and the boys back there.
Yeah.
And then come this Sunday, I mean, you got an 11-point lead in the fourth quarter. And you lose that. And I saw the stat. I think I sent it to you. All the leads John Harbaugh lost. He's leading the way.
Yeah.
As a head coach. Boy, I've been resisting saying it for a couple years. I've been a Harbaugh god, but I think time is running out on the Harbaugh train. I think it's about time to go ahead and move on from that. Because again, I mean, I ain't one to make excuses, because I don't like to do that. I don't like to be make excuses for him, because he's a grown man, and he's a professional, and he's been at his job for quite a while, and I mean, he's been pretty good at it. But it come a time where you got to say, you know what, enough is enough. It's time to move on. And I would be surprised at this point, at the end of the season, if he is not relieved of his duties. Now, I've been wrong before. Last week, and we didn't do a show last week, but I did a little video after the game against Cincinnati. And Zach Orr, please accept my apologies, buddy. Because I definitely was hard on him back there in October. He got to go. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have made it to the bye week. And defense had played better. I'll give him that. But just some of the things that's happening Like the way they lose in some of these games, it just it just it's just totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable, man. And we are Ravens fans, so we don't hide behind that. We don't hide behind the fact that we are Ravens fans, and we want to see the team win and all that stuff. But come on, man. Come on, man. This is bad. And this is December football. This is when you want to be playing your best. And that what what we saw Sunday was atrocious. It- You had the word for it a couple, what was that word you used to use?
Man, that shit embarrassing.
Totally
Totally embarrassing.
embarrassing, man. And I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
And I don't even wear the jersey, but I'm embarrassed for him. You know, I'm embarrassed for him. I mean, you said it before we came on here. What is the logic? What is the logic for not having Derrick Henry on the field?
How do you explain that?
Like with the game in hand, and all you gotta do, you run the football, you run some clock, and he was running them the second half.
He was cooking.
He was cooking the second half. I mean, I haven't heard an excuse or explanation that's worth repeating. Nothing that I've heard is worth repeating.
Nothing that makes sense.
No, no, it don't make sense at all. Shameful, shameful. Mark Henry, what's up, homie? Mark Henry checking us out on Instagram.
Okay, Mark Henry.
My guy. Yeah, this was bad, man. This was bad. This was bad on a whole lot of levels. You
Yeah.
know, when I mean, you got the season is your season pretty much. If you win out, what I mean, you gonna win the division. You win out, you win the division, and you got the game in hand. I know Lamar get hurt, but hand the ball to Derrick Henry. And I don't know, man. I can't make sense of it. It was frustrating to sit and watch that. And when the play to Zay Flowers at the end, I see him catch the ball, and I see the dude behind him, and I say he gonna strip him.
You could see it.
Before it even happened, I said he gonna strip him
You
because
could see
he was just too loose with the football.
he was too loose.
And I get that he trying to make something happen. Like I respect it. I respect the fact that he trying to make something happen because it's a win or lose situation. So you trying to make something happen. You're not just trying to. And the clock, you're not really. The clock is not on your side. So you got time against you. You're trying to make something happen, and but you got to secure the football, especially in that situation. Football is the most precious thing on the field, as well as the time. But you got to have the football to save the time. And he was careless with the football. They knock it out, and I'm not gonna be one of them ones that look at every play because what that's what they do. Now they go pull up every fumble that he had or every miscue that he had and say that he's not worth the price of admission. And I'm here to say I think he make more plays than he don't. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes with players of his stature, of his ability, you just gotta kind of deal with some of the miscues because he gonna make more plays than he don't. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make more plays. He make more plays than he don't. So sometimes you gotta just go with that. And damn it, that's just tough, man. It's tough to see him lose like that
Yeah.
in that fashion in the situation that they in. With the season on the line, you just hate to see him to lose in that fashion. Ira Sutton, what's up? Yep, you're right. Hand the ball off and play good defense.
Simple.
Defense did not show up in the fourth quarter, you know. And
Yeah, very simple. It's just very simple. I can man, I really believe that at this moment the Ravens are I mean they're the most disappointing team to me for this season in the league. I think
Mhm.
that the hype around the Ravens coming into this season, the expectations. I mean, even though Kansas City did not make the playoffs and they were in the Super Bowl, I just thought that the Eagles pretty much that whipping they took in the Super Bowl was pretty much saying that these Eagles were sort of on a decline.
Yeah.
I think that so many people picked the Ravens as the representative of the AFC Super Bowl team this year, that the disappointment is just huge. It's
Mhm.
a huge disappointment um, to not make the playoffs. I mean, yeah, we had a really rough season with the injuries and particularly with Lamar being injured and a whole lot of other folks, but they have fought their way back into a position to where it was still in their own hands. They still pretty much could decide their fate with the way that they played football down the stretch. And to lose this game the way
Mm.
they lost this game, I mean, man, there's just, I mean, there's just no excuse for not having Derrick Henry in the game. You know, they had Keaton Mitchell in the running back position pretty much the whole fourth quarter when they had the ball. Keaton Mitchell had 9 carries in the game for 13 yards.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what he produced during the game. And you know, we ain't kind of coming down on Keaton Mitchell because we like him. We like his
Mhm.
speed. We like his breakaway ability. We don't have a problem with him. But it was so clear that you give the ball to number 22,
Yes.
like we say, Derrick Henry was cooking, man. He had 128 yards.
Yep.
And basically in three
Three
quarters,
quarter.
a little bit of the fourth, and not only didn't he get another carry, he didn't even see the field.
Didn't see the field.
They ain't put him on the field. So when I was seeing Keaton Mitchell out there, my first thought was I had the same feeling when I saw Snoop come out on the field. I said,
Mhm.
oh, damn, Lamar must be hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I saw Keaton Mitchell out there, I kept saying, damn, Derrick Henry must be hurt. But Derrick Henry was fine.
Yeah. Yeah. One would deduce that he had to been injured, not have been on the field.
Not be on that field. That was my thought. And I mean, and this is you mentioned that stat about Harbaugh losing game historically. He's got the worst record in the fourth period. I mean, at this point, and I was kind of on board with you throughout um, Harbaugh's tenure with the Ravens. I thought that a lot of the fire Harbaugh chants in the past were premature.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get upset, get this guy out of here. I get that, but there's justification now.
Yeah.
I
For
really
sure.
truly believe that there is plenty of justification to remove this guy from the position that he's in right now. And I know it's difficult. I mean, I know Bishotti and Harbaugh and the wives and they probably exchanging gifts for Christmas and all that old stuff going on between them. I mean, they really got a lot of respect and love for one another.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this game, NFL, this football, man, it's absolutely a game of inches. It's a game of inches, man. And if you, the head coach of this team, with a talent like Lamar Jackson, with a roster that the Ravens have had over these last several years, and you haven't gotten over that hump, I mean, somebody gotta pay the price, man. And I think that John Harbaugh, I mean, I just think that the time is right. If Bishotti is ready to make that move, he's got plenty of justification to make that move. And you know, and if Bishotti asks us, and I know he watches the show, if he watch it, if he's asking us for our input, he's hearing it. I I'm thinking that it is time for Harbaugh to, step away, bring in somebody fresh. Um, Zach goes, uh, the offensive coordinator goes, and I know Bishotti might not want to hear this, but in my estimation, Eric DeCosta goes too.
Mm.
Um, I like a clean sweep to get these guys out of there and start fresh, bring in some different mindsets. To I don't say it's a rebuild for the Ravens. I don't think that. I think it's a reset. You still got a lot of talent on this team, but there's a reset. I mean, there are when I look at Zay Flowers. And I agree, a good talented guy like that who's super quick, you almost have to allow him to be himself and things like that. Um, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty, and we're at the nitty gritty with this franchise, with this team, I mean,
Hmm.
the mistakes that Zay Flowers is making, the mistakes that Isaiah Likely is making. I
Yeah.
mean, we cannot we it's just unacceptable, man. We can't let those things happen. The mistakes that Mark Andrews made last year. I mean, even you still got me there, Ken?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean these mistakes, man. I just can't. I mean, to not have Derrick Henry on that field grinding that ball, he's one of the greatest December running backs of all time. I mean, he's one of the greatest running backs of all time. Period. But when you're talking about, they didn't want to tackle that man.
No, no,
They did not want to tackle him, man. He was
no.
running through them. And I heard Chris Collins, and I'm sitting there just totally befuddled. And then I hear Chris Collinsworth say on the broadcast, he said, I think this New England Patriots are probably they need to send the Ravens a thank you for not having Derrick Henry on the field.
Yeah, I would agree.
And I mean,
I would
just
agree.
the Ravens right now got to be the laughing stock of the league right now for them the way they handled that game. The defense, yeah, they got a shutout last week, but it just always seems that when we really need them to step up to close a game out, it ain't happening.
Ain't happening.
It ain't happening. It don't seem like they have the fortitude to be able to shut the other team down in order for the Ravens to win. I mean, if the defense had stepped up,
Right.
we could have won it. I mean, if the offense had stepped up in the fourth quarter, they could have won the game.
Hmm.
Neither one of them stepped up. If the coaching had stepped up, we could
Yep.
have won the game. So we
Yep.
lost that thing on every level.
Yep.
On every level. And if you want
Yep.
to throw our guy Lupin,
Oh,
he missed field goal. He missed a field goal. I mean, we lost that game on every level.
yeah. Yeah. Yep.
There's
Yep.
plenty justification if Bashadi wants to make a move, if it's ever entered his mind, and I'm sure that it probably entered his head here there a little bit, you know, um, and I'm pretty sure it entered his mind when Flacco was still quarterback and they still had Lamar. Of course,
Hmm.
we credit Lamar with saving Harbaugh's job.
Yeah.
So it was obviously on Bashadi's mind then.
Yep.
So it's not beyond it to be on his mind now. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, you look at the stat there in the last 5 years. The
There it
last
is.
5 years, the
Wow.
Ravens, with John Harbaugh as the head coach, have lost 12 games with a 7 point lead or better in the fourth quarter. That's 12 games in 5 years.
Yeah.
It was only 17 in a season. So, he lost almost a whole season worth of games in the last 5 years in the fourth quarter with a lead in the fourth
Yeah.
quarter and a 7+ point lead at that. You know, and of course that's leading the league. That's most in the league. And
Um,
you're talking about a team that's been in the playoffs.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? These have been some good teams that are losing leagues like this.
absolutely.
So I mean, again, here, I know me and you in particular have been hardball guys. We kind of been,
Yeah,
yeah, nah, it's a little premature. Not yet, not right now. You know,
exactly.
but after, I mean, this season, I think, like you said, with the expectations have been high, right from really from the end of last year. Last couple of seasons, the expectation has been very high
Very high.
for the Ravens. I mean, you had people saying they were the odds-on favorite this year for sure to win the Super Bowl, and again, you got injuries, and we talk about that. They dealt with the injuries, and they dealt with Lamar being out for a couple weeks, the 1-4 start, 1-5 start, whatever it was, and they fought back and got to 500, and everything that went into that part of the season. Understandable. But again, you fought your way back to get to 500 after, a lot of people was jumping off the bridge in September. September and
Yeah,
October, people was jumping off the bridge.
yes,
And a lot of them people right now are talking about, I
yes.
told you. But now they was cheering in the middle. Of course, they was hooping and hollering in the middle and drinking beer and eating steaks and all that shit in the middle. But now they the ones poking their chest out, say, I told you it was gonna be like this.
Yeah,
And again, we know that that's fans. Fans are up and down. They go high and low with the tide. The tide is high, they high. If the tide is low, they lower. You know, if the bridge is open, they jumping.
yeah.
And we got a lot of jumpers. You know what I'm saying? Christmas is not going to be good for a lot of people this year. It's a lot of people that was getting Ravens pajamas and jerseys for Christmas. Them things probably going back. You know,
Or,
they
or, or, they,
going back, or they gonna hold them the next year.
or they going into the fire with the chestnuts. They be roasting on an open fire this
Right.
season.
Goddamn Lamar jerseys roasting on the open fire.
Oh my gosh, man! Wow, crazy,
yeah,
unbelievable, man.
yeah.
Unbelievable, man. Just an unbelievable loss.
Yeah,
Just a
I was, you know, I mean, you go from the high of last week with the shutout. I mean, a dominant performance.
yeah.
No, 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 no. Let me take that back, because it wasn't dominant from a total team standpoint,
No.
but defensively and based off the way the defense had played throughout the season. And again, Zach, I've been on his head,
Mm-hmm.
since back in October when I was on the cruise ship, saying that man pack him up tonight. You know what I'm saying? And he should be spending the night at Owens Mills and all that stuff. He should be camped out there till he figure this thing out. And I was on his neck, and I had to give him a little bit of grace last week for the performance, and I gave him a game ball. I don't know if he got it or not, but I gave him one. He deserved it. And yeah, I mean, man, to go from that, a division rival, and then Cincinnati, the way Cincinnati beat up on us Thanksgiving night,
Oh yeah.
that was good. That was a
Yep.
good win. It was a good win, man. It was on Cincinnati home turf. You know, in the cold weather. I heard it's one of the coldest days ever in that stadium. I
Excellent.
think it's made about the coldest day ever in that stadium. So you got all that going. They came out, did what they had to do, got the dub, shut them boys out, and they pretty much, Jamar Chase was pretty much irrelevant throughout the game. He usually gave the Ravens fits,
Exactly.
but they was able to kind of hold him in check. And did again just to come back this week against this oh boy. It,
Here's
it,
the
it just was tough to watch. You know what I'm saying? It's
Patriots.
tough to watch. Uh,
Drake May looked like Tom Brady out there.
yeah, yeah, he damn sure did.
Fourth quarter.
Like Brady Jr.
Yep.
And and I know New England only got 2 losses on the season, right? 2 or 3 losses.
Yeah, they got a real good record.
Yeah, really good record. So we knew they weren't gonna come in here and roll over.
Right.
We knew that. We knew they weren't gonna come in here and roll over for the Ravens, man. But you just expect, after the Cincinnati game, after the tough Pittsburgh loss,
Yeah.
you know, and matter of fact, the tough Pittsburgh and Cincinnati losses back to back. You come back, you beat up on Cincinnati on the road. You just figure you get a better showing Sunday night. Sunday night football. The game was flexed to Sunday night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The whole league is watching. You're at home. You got home cooking. It's Christmas week. Everybody is in a good mood. You know, I'm sure the drinks was flowing down there, and the tailgating was off the chain, and everything.
Yep.
And you go out there and you send them people home like that. Was
And
Santa Claus at the game?
I'm sure Santa. I'm sure old Saint Nick had to be up in there probably multiple times. All the Saint Nick clones was probably in the stands. But I don't. But when the Ravens went up by 2 scores in the fourth period,
hmm
I never felt really totally comfortable.
No, 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 no,
I never had that feeling like, oh, this game is over, because I've seen them do this in the past. You got the stat right there looking at us. We've seen this
yes.
time and time again. So I was just hoping, like I always do, for a Ravens game where I can be relaxed and enjoy the game and know that they got the game in hand and there's a victory. And I was just hoping that in that fourth period that they would give that to us. All we had to we needed the defense to stop them.
Yeah. Yeah.
We didn't get that.
hmm
We needed for the offense to move the ball and get us a field goal or something. I mean, get something going, kill some of the clock, get the ball moving. You had Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry ran for 100 yards against Cincinnati the week before on 11 carries. He
Yep.
was at 128 yards this game, on like 14, 15 carries. And you do not have. I mean, we will never be able to get around Derrick Henry not being on the field
Mm-mm.
and not getting carries.
Nah.
You can't get past that. How does Harbaugh get past it? I hear them talking about, well, we have a system. There's a rotation. We were rotating Keaton and Derek, and it was working well. And yeah, in 2020 hindsight, looking at it, yeah, man, that thing jumped out.
Yeah.
It it was something that jumps out at you. It's like, where's Derrick Henry? I mean,
Yeah.
is he hurt?
Yeah.
Maybe he tweaked his knee or his ankle or something. Maybe that's why he's not in the game. I mean, I just don't know how you get past this. And if there's ever an opportunity for the owner, Bishotti, who by all accounts is an outstanding owner. I mean,
hmm hmm
we love the guy.
hmm
Bishotti has been super a spectacular owner for us, and I think that the folks who work for him, I mean, if he was a creep or a hole, Newsom wouldn't still be around. Ozzie Newsom still be up in there when
hmm
on draft day. I see him still there. I mean, Brian Billick when Brian Billick got fired, they went on and paid him that money when they really didn't have to.
Right.
Remainder of that contract. I mean, Bashotti has shown in the past, man, that he is absolutely an A+ owner.
hmm
And I know that the connection between him and DeCosta and Newsom and Harbaugh is probably, man, outstanding. But bruh, if there's ever if there's ever justification to release this man from the position of head coach, the justification is there. It
Yeah.
is there right now, and I know that Harbaugh is feeling it. Maybe he can get the Michigan job. They having trouble down there. I don't know, man, but this thing here, man, I'm disappointed. I'm not happy about. I mean, I'm at this point, I'm looking at little things that's just pissing me off. That I don't like the fact that it almost seemed like Lamar don't even know how to slide.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, well, man, come on, man. He doing some kind of head first slide, come down and catch a knee in the back. If you do the typical slide, that man can't touch you.
Right.
You slide
Right.
on your butt, and Lamar stays in the game. Zay
Hmm.
Flowers, Isaiah Likely. I mean, the game against Pittsburgh, Rashad Bateman dropped this ball that would have gave us the first down. I mean,
Hmm.
all of these little things add up when you're talking about a game of inches. You just got you. It's time. It's time.
Yeah,
It's
it's time. It's
it's time.
time. You got two more weeks, and then
It's,
and then they play Green Bay Saturday night in prime time.
they flipped that one too, didn't they? And so okay. I believe that Pittsburgh played Cleveland this week,
Yeah. Yeah.
and if Cleveland somehow beat them, then and we win against
Hmm.
Green Bay, then it's going to boil down to the Steelers and Ravens up there
In Pittsburgh. Yeah.
in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So coming up this week, we'll certainly be looking at that game with the Steelers, and maybe that freak they got up there can disrupt the game. Miles Garrett.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I know that it's going to be tough, man. I don't see a Tompkins coach team allowing a rookie quarterback to beat them.
Right. Right.
I just don't see that happening. Um, but Shador has gotten better and is playing, is making plays and things like that. Um, I don't know, man. Just it's just a disappointing loss.
Yeah. Yeah. And then so now we in position now where we need help. That's never a good position to be in.
You're right,
But you need somebody to help you along.
right.
To get you in. I don't like being in that position.
No,
I don't like being in that position. And again, we put ourselves in that position. Let me back up. Let me back up because I'm talking like I'm part of the team. They put themselves in that position. I keep talking about we. I'm
right.
doing a lot of French, over here. And let me not do that. 'Cause I'm in the middle here. I'm a fan. And let me pull back.
We
All
being
right.
objective.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
We
Yeah.
trying.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying. And I'm trying not to. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, bro, listen. 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 It's Christmas, and you. I know you are in the family by marriage, and I only allow these comments to come up because of that. Because I love my cousin so much. You know what I'm saying? But I allow you to make these little comments. And then you're a Steeler fan, and you've been quiet for a couple years. I'll let you gloat. Don't forget who put y'all out the playoffs last year. Let's not forget that. You know. So I'm gonna allow you to you know make your little comments today. Y'all in first place. You better hope that y'all beat Cleveland. Let me just say that.
They are who we do.
Y'all better beat Cleveland. I'm gonna just say that. You know, that's all I got on that. Yeah, You
Well,
you
they
you
in
you, you
Cleveland.
got me.
They're in Cleveland. When did the Ravens play Green Bay? When?
Saturday.
Saturday. So we already know the outcome of that game. So when the Steelers play.
Yeah, yeah, we'll know. And Jordan Love may not play. He got hurt Sunday.
He got hurt.
I
And he
think
made,
he had a concussion. He
right.
took a pretty nasty hit. I was watching that game. He took a pretty nasty hit, so I don't know if he's gonna be out. He concussion protocol. He could be out for a week.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
see. But I mean, I'm not hoping that he's out. You know what I'm saying? Let me not do that. 'Cause, some people will be like, yeah, you would nah, I'm not calling for the man to be out. But
Yeah.
if your starter's not in there,
Yeah.
you know, chances are not that great.
Yeah. You just reporting what's happening there. What was the latest? Have you heard the latest on Lamar's injury?
Now, I haven't heard any more on his injury.
Nah, me either.
Um, so usually they I guess they don't practice Tuesday. So Wednesday is usually the day where they come back for practice. So we'll see if he practices tomorrow what the status of the injury is on the back. I'm assuming he got like a deep back bruise or something.
Yeah.
Now them kidneys is back there.
Oh yeah. That's what I was thinking.
So hopefully
I
maybe
was.
I just hope that he'll be okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
cause I know he gonna want to play.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm not gonna put no more of your comments on the screen, buddy. Hey, you got your one. Now have at that. Merry Christmas. Tell the kids I love them.
Yeah, we got. Yeah, bro. We got to be careful with those comments this week, man. I understand they were historic numbers trying to get to that key bridge. So,
Yeah, yeah. The Key Bridge was busy.
busy,
The
man.
toll police. What they call them? What they call that police force over there?
No, they the officers in the state with the biggest guns.
Yeah, because they had to call in reinforcements to keep
Got to
people from
call
getting
it.
over there to that bridge.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, and that was horrific.
man, oh man, oh man.
Yeah, I'm just
Mm,
I mean, oh, man. I'm kind of just kind of like just like really at a loss for words at this point. You
mm.
know, I was just so excited after last week. I felt like, oh, they're getting some pieces back on defense. The
Ah,
defense turned the page.
yeah,
They needed a win like that against a tough off Cincinnati offense. Even though
yeah,
Cincinnati not having a great season, they got their quarterback back, and we know how tough he is.
yes.
We know he's a tough customer. So
He legit.
yeah, so to beat them the way they did, to shut him down the way they did, you got some pieces coming back on defense, and you just hope that the effort going to be a lot better than what it was down the stretch. And again, I won't even say it was the effort. I just think the coaching, man, at the end of the game,
Makes
they
a difference.
got they got too cute.
Yeah.
They got too cute, man. That all that we got a rotation and it was working throughout the game. Like, nah, man, this is why you pay Derrick Henry all that money. This is where he earns his money at. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? In December, in the fourth quarter, man, when you didn't wore the teams out, he didn't ran over these boys, and when the money is on the line, you don't even have the man on the field.
Come on, man. I mean, look, you and I had a basketball team,
Mm-hmm.
and we had a rotation.
Mm-hmm.
We made sure that folks played, and we playing competitive basketball, and we making sure folks getting some time, and we be putting them in, taking them out. But when we was down to the nitty gritty, going for that chip, man,
Was no rotation.
it wasn't no rotation.
There
We
was
put
no
the
rotation.
best players on that court, and the only time anybody came out is when somebody's shoe came off or something.
Yes, and you better get it right back on because you're going right back in the
Because
game.
you're going right back in.
Matter of fact, don't even sit down.
Don't sit down.
Get your shoe on and get back to the
Get your
table.
shoe on. I was down on my knee tying that shoe up. All right, go it back to the table. I mean, come on, man. What? And you mean to tell me you gonna actually say we had a rotation? We
Mm-mm,
got a rotation going with
mm-mm,
that. It's
mm-mm.
Keaton and it's Henry and Keaton and him. You actually gonna say that in the press conference?
Yeah, yeah, he was smoking. He
Golly,
was
man.
smoking. He was tripping.
He seriously was tripping, man, to say that. And I don't know, man. And I liked the hiring of the offensive coordinator when they brought him in.
Hmm. Hmm.
I like that. I mean, even Greg Roman when he came in and he had that little complicated run scheme and it was working. But to me, if they've caught up to this offensive scheme of the Ravens this year.
Yeah, yeah.
They were not explosive at all this year.
Mm-mm.
It's time, man. That's all I can say. It's time. The justification is there. It's plenty justification. I'm not, and again, man, I'm not leaving DaCosta out of the equation. I think that he should be looked at carefully by Bishotti, and maybe his time is there. I don't like the way that he's handled the offensive line when you got a guy like Lamar as your as a generational talent. You have to make sure that that offensive line is going to protect that guy.
Yep.
The man beat up all year back there.
Yep. Yep. And you again, you said with Lamar is a generational talent. I mean, you say a player like that maybe once in a lifetime as an organization. Again, we talked about it, man. Ravens have been blessed. You know, what's up, Derek Gregory? Yep. We talked about some of them comments he made, man. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable some of the things he's saying to justify, what's happening to his team. And we put the stat up. I mean, he's got the most fourth quarter losses in the last 5 years. I mean, and he's got he's like what was 12. He got 12. The next person had 5 or 6.
Something like that. It's a big difference.
It's a big difference.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a big difference.
yeah.
But
What's up, Derek?
with with a talent like Lamar, again when these organizations when they find their franchise quarterbacks, the very first thing you do is you want to protect them. You got to make sure that the line is intact and that they're gonna be around as long as he's gonna be around.
Yeah,
He came in, he had some veterans on the front, that did a very good job of protecting them and taking care of him his first couple years. As those guys started to, retiring, and some of them left for free agency, and some of them would, let go for whatever reason. The replacements, the guys they replaced them with, you know, we talked about a couple weeks ago the decision to re-sign 79, the left tackle, and
yeah,
let Zeus go.
yeah,
Let Zeus Jr. walk. The younger player, you let the younger player walk. Was that a smart decision? Those are things you can question.
yes.
Falele, even though his name hadn't been called, we know that he's been a weak link up there. You know, um, the defensive line has improved. They've been getting some players back from injury. They've been
Mhm.
getting some pressure on quarterbacks these last few weeks. Um, so we talk about the lines on both ends, on both sides of the football, where you win and losing games at. But the offensive line, you got a quarterback, and we see, and people like to throw out the money where Lamar's making X amount of dollars. He getting paid what franchise quarterbacks get paid. So
Right.
let's cut the crap with that.
He
That
ain't the
that
highest
that.
paid.
No. He's not even the highest paid.
He ain't the
You know,
highest paid.
and he's in a position now where the team is going to need him to restructure that contract.
Yeah,
And if I'm Lamar, before we sit down and restructure, I need to see what the game plan is. I need to see what is it that you're going to do to make sure that that I'm not getting hit the way that I've been getting hit, especially this season.
Yeah.
You know, what are you going to do to protect me so that I can do the things that I need to do? You know, and they say football is the ultimate team sport. You know, you need the line to do what they do in order to for the quarterback and the receivers and the running backs to do what they do. It goes hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? And teams that find success, you know, Kansas City, Philadelphia, you know, sustained success. You know, Kansas City, Philadelphia, New England through the 2000s,
Right.
they were always solid up front. They were always solid up front. They always took care of the people that took care of the quarterback. You know, and when we had lesser quarterbacks, you know, I'm not gonna name them, but the offensive line was solid.
Right.
You know, and we had lesser quarterbacks then. You know, but again, man, I just don't understand. Um, and again, we talked about it here. We talked about it a few months ago. The Costa and his decision making. It's got to come into question. Not only Harbaugh, but definitely Eric DeCosta, because Eric DeCosta is out there, is the one shop before the grocery.
No
He's the
question.
one that's putting this thing together. You know, he's the one that got the final say on who we drafted, who we bringing in here. You know, so he got to take ownership in this too.
Yes.
You know, and
Absolutely.
his job should be just as in jeopardy, just as much in jeopardy as Ozzie Newsome. Now, the one thing we know, the Ravens don't operate that way. So I doubt that they would fire Eric DeCosta
Right.
at this point. I doubt that they would let him go
I
at this
doubt that.
point. You know, but Harbaugh definitely should be up for he's up for debate.
And I think that yeah, Harbaugh's up for debate. I think at this point right now we might be looking at 50-50 for Harbaugh.
Hmm.
But I do have I kind of feel like the offensive coordinator uh it's higher than 50-50 for him to be released
Hmm.
and bringing in a new offensive coordinator. Um, Something got to change. I just cannot see the Ravens going into next season. The To me, the Zach and what's the offensive coordinator name?
Man,
Have a little time bringing his name up in my head.
I'll look it up.
I just find it. I just don't see them three coming back next season. Now, the only way that I think that they could all three come back is if somehow Cleveland beats Pittsburgh,
Todd
the
Monkey.
Ravens beat the Packers, and then the Ravens wind up beating Pittsburgh the following week to squeeze into the playoffs.
Hmm.
And then they play well in the playoffs. So I that scenario is there. Um, what was that guy's name?
Todd Monken.
Todd Monken, right? Yeah, I just, I mean, I don't, and again, man, it's a game of inches. For the last 7, 8, 9 weeks, I would see Zach Orr on the sideline calling plays and not putting that thing over his mouth
Right,
like I
right.
see every other coach in the league do.
Yeah.
I, I mean, for the last 2 weeks, he finally started doing that. Now, it's a game of inches, man. And when I see things like that happen, low IQ come to my mind.
Yeah.
Low
Yeah.
IQ come to my mind when I see Isaiah Likely getting the ball knocked out his hand at the half-yard line and catching the ball and not tucking it in, securing it. And Zay Flowers in the game against Kansas City going across the goal line and getting it knocked. I mean, these are game-changing plays.
Hmm.
that affect the outcome of the game. And uh, man, I don't know, man. I'm not happy with the way this team. They haven't been closing out games like we think they should, and I just can't see them coming back next year with the Harbaugh and those two coordinators. Something's got to change. Something. They're gonna have to change something. And in
Yeah,
my mind, I like to see him wipe the slate clean, but it ain't me. I'm not the billionaire.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Not even the billionaire.
yeah. Well, yeah. I think we're gonna have to wait because the season gonna play out.
It's gonna play out.
The season gonna play out before they make a move.
Yeah.
Um, they not gonna um they're not gonna get them out of there before the season or whatever. So I think and I know we be ready for people to go now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
No, he got to go now.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so, nah, that ain't gonna happen. They're not gonna get rid of him now.
No, that's
You
not gonna happen.
it's gonna happen at the end of the season.
If anything, it'll
If
happen.
any, yeah, it's gonna happen at the end of the season, and we just gonna have to, ride it out.
And the thing is that if Bashadi does decide to make a move on Harbaugh, I think that he would really need to do it quickly right after the season.
Yeah,
I mean,
at the season,
just
yeah.
wait, yeah, make that move and start. I mean, he could be technically looking for somebody now in his own mind. He might be considering some folks. I don't know. Um, so if a move is made, especially with the head coach, it'll have to be done right after the season so they can get that whole thing moving. Because you bring in a new head coach, obviously he's going to want to have his own coordinators for sure,
Mhm,
staff,
mhm.
and to bring that staff in. So yeah, we'll see. It's going to play out.
Yeah, and I would think I don't think it will be a whole lot of discussion because I think those discussions, like you said, they already happening. I know they are already happening, and think about the Bashadi, wherever at the Bashadi estates, wherever they having Christmas dinner, I'm sure that's going to be the topic of at the
Dang.
table
Mm,
amongst the family members. The whoever's at his table, they going to be
yeah,
talking about that.
absolutely.
And I hope Harbaugh and his family ain't invited.
I hope not, because I'm pretty sure they're going to be serving some hardball hot wings. His ass is on the hot seat right now.
Yeah, yeah, they definitely going to be on some the Harbaugh hots.
Right.
You know, he definitely his seat is hot as it's ever been.
It is.
And
It is.
I think, like you said, the year that Lamar replaced Flacco, his seat was hot then,
It was hot.
but I don't think it was hot like it is now.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I don't think it was hot like it was now because at least in that season, it wasn't this deep into the season. Because by this time in the season, they was rolling a little bit. 'Cause they was down for dead. They was out for dead maybe a few
Yeah.
weeks, few weeks back, back like November maybe,
And the
and then
thing back
Lamar
then,
came in.
it was Lamar. Yeah. Lamar saved him. And,
Hmm.
and let's be real. He has been riding Lamar since Lamar came to Baltimore. Since
Yeah.
they made that change and they sent Flacco down with the phantom injury,
Hmm. Hmm.
saying that he had I don't know, was it a back injury, a hip injury, or something, and they sent him to the bench, brought Lamar Jackson in the franchise. He flipped the franchise immediately. Lamar
Yeah.
Jackson did,
Yeah.
and he's been riding Lamar's coattail the whole time. Now you look at this year where the injuries have piled up on Lamar. I mean, just consistent injury. I mean, toe, hamstring, knee, hip. I mean, now back. I mean, he's been having injury after injury this year, and of course, we were struggling. But the thing that if those injuries had continued and Lamar didn't play, Harbaugh probably would have been safe.
Yep.
But the fact that he made it back, he wasn't, he ain't prime Lamar. It looked like he had on a different kind of shoe or some kind of wrap around his ankle during the game this week. And we know he's injured. He ain't running like he normally run, but they were able to fight themselves back into a good position, playing well enough. And it was just a horrendous showing in front of a national audience of a team that needs every win to get into the playoffs, and to fall flat on your face like the Ravens did by making the bonehead move of not having number 22 on that field carrying that ball after he had been cooking that game is I don't even know how you get past that.
Yeah, yeah, that was just that's the one that is just unexplainable. No, nothing that he says is gonna ever make that make sense at this point. And I'm sure at his dinner table tomorrow or Thursday,
Yeah,
there's gonna be some family members asking, hey, hey, what was the
yeah,
logic there?
right,
You know, and he
right,
comes from a football family, so he ain't gonna be able to tell them, well, we got a rotation and
yeah.
you know, because
Jim doing his thing,
yeah,
right?
yeah, and Steve Bashadi, I know you watching.
Yes,
I'm as whenever the season comes to a close, I'm just gonna let you know that I'm available if you need to help clear Harbaugh's desk out,
yeah,
help get his office cleaned out. I'm available.
yeah, yeah,
I can come throw some stuff out the window or however you want to do it.
yeah,
If you want to do it respectful, we can pack the boxes up. But if you need them to get the hell out of there, we can throw stuff out the windows
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and get them gone.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people that will participate for free to help
Yeah.
out, move that stuff out. They won't ask for any kind of compensation.
Mm-mm.
No,
Well, I'm not gonna say
I'm not you.
that. I ain't gonna say that.
We like for the billionaire to
Yeah.
yeah,
I look at it as an investment in the show.
yeah. I agree.
I'm gonna go as a representative of the sports mix, you know,
Absolutely.
and, and we take donations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
Bashadi.
if you're watching and you want to make a donation, hit that cash app. It's going across the bottom of the screen there. It's
Yeah, help.
$ KWIL 33.
Yeah, help
Uh,
help
yeah,
sportsmen out.
help a brother out.
Yeah,
Now, I said I wasn't gonna post no more of this dude comments
yeah,
because usually from a Steelers fan, they don't make much sense. You know, and that's just being honest. So it say they should have shut Lamar down when he first went out. Ridiculous. He's a once in a lifetime talent that needs to be protected. Agreed. You get a top 10 draft pick with that record. I don't. We don't worry about top 10 picks. Trade the first pick for several low first round picks or first. I'm reading it like I can't read. I don't have my reading glasses on.
yeah,
That's the crazy part. All right. All right. So first off, I'm not the one to talk about tanking seasons and shutting players down
yeah,
and play for draft picks. That I don't I never subscribe to that logic ever. So I'm not the one to even bring that up to you. I hate when people say play for a top 10 pick. You talking about a draft. You know what I'm saying? You just got to know the personnel. There's more than 10 players that can be uh, factors. There's more than 10 players that can be factors in any draft. So, and there are some top 10 busts. So, again, I don't get caught up in getting the top pick and all that stuff, having the number one pick, none of that crazy stuff, man. I'm all about quality. You know what I'm saying? And you can get a quality pick in the first 3 to 4 rounds in the NFL draft if you understand what you're doing, and then really filling needs for your team. 'Cause a lot of time we fall in love with names and we fall in love with the Todd McShays and the what's the guy from Baltimore that used to do the draft stuff?
Yeah,
Uh,
that guy.
that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm terrible with names. I
yeah,
apologize to everybody with the names, but and they say this guy's a number one draft pick. This guy's a top 10 draft pick. This
right.
guy's this. And we fall in love with that stuff, and then those guys get to the league, and we never hear about them again. Until they get arrested or something at a at a massage parlor, for being inappropriate.
Yeah,
Um, Justin Tucker, you know, what's his name? What's the quarterback
Tucker
out there in Cleveland? Deshaun Watson.
Watson. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that guy.
So yeah. So I don't really get caught up in that. Lamar. I mean, it was too early to shut him down. He came back from the injury. He played well.
Nah,
You know, yeah, he's still hurt. He's clearly hurt, but I mean, he's hurt. So there's a difference between hurt and injured.
right,
You know what I'm saying? And the dude that's hurt with a team, if your team still have an opportunity and he's hurt, you're gonna play. You're gonna play. When he was injured a couple years ago, and you had the people questioning his heart. You know what I'm saying? Well, he just worried about his contract and this, that, and the other. But the man was injured.
right.
The man was injured. And people questioning his loyalty to the team, and he didn't travel with the team, and all of this nonsense, man. I'm like, yo, we fans, man, we just want what we want. We want the players to be emotional like us. We want them to be tied to the city like us. We want them to be everything we want them to be, and nothing makes sense unless it makes sense to us. You know. So again, I don't play for draft picks, and again, I'm not the GM. But I know that I've been a Ravens fan long enough. I don't think the Ravens have ever took a season and said, "Oh, we're just gonna tank this."
No,
I can't think of one where the Ravens ever played like that. And I'm surprised that a Steelers fan would say that because the Steelers don't do that.
no, they don't play that way.
You know what I mean? They don't do that. That's just not how they operate. You gonna
Yeah,
play it out till it's over, and then you go to the drawing board. And this
yeah,
is why teams like that have sustained success because they have a formula and it works. You know what I'm saying? And so it's not a whole total gut and rehab for the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? And again, I hear people because I seen it Sunday and Monday. People saying they need to get rid of this and do this and do this. It's not wholesale. Right? You cannot go out and make wholesale changes like that.
agreed.
You can't make knee jerk reactions like that. In the last 5 years, that's when guys have lower leg injuries. That's an Achilles injury waiting to happen.
Yeah, well,
You can have an injury walking to your car. I mean, this is contact sport. You're not going to avoid injuries are going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So, if you play like that, if you play thinking about getting injured, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get injured. You have to go out on that field. If you feel like you can go, you go and you give it 100%. You know what I'm saying? But it's when you go out there and you're not at your best and you're not trying, you're going to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, man, we got to look at these guys for exactly who they are. You know, for exactly who they are, man. These guys go out into this thing and they got the heart, the will, and the determination to go out and play ball. You know what I'm saying? Whether you hurt or not. And again, there's a difference between being hurt and being injured. You know what I'm saying? And so when you injured, yeah, you shut it down. But if you hurt, you got to go. Especially if you Lamar Jackson. Especially if you Derrick Henry. And again, it takes us back to you said, Lamar not out there. He must be still hurt. We saw Lamar get hurt. We saw that injury. When Derrick Henry not on the field, and you said it, he must be hurt. That's the only logical reason why he's not on the field right now. He got to be hurt. And to find out after the fact that he was 100. He was he could have been playing.
Well, nothing wrong.
Nothing was wrong with him, man. It's just again, there's no logical explanation for that at all. At all.
And the guys out there in the media, man, I've heard some people speak on this. I've heard Tony Dungy. Tony Dungy. What's the guy that used to play for? He's on the broadcast with Dungy. He used to play for the Patriots.
Rodney
Uh,
Harrison.
Rodney Harrison. I mean, he literally came out and said, "Man," he said, "I hate the Ravens of offensive play calling sometimes."
Hmm.
He said, "Man, how do you not have Derrick? What are you saving him for?"
Right. Right.
And Dungy made an analogy. He said, the Ravens talking about some system. He said, if you got Steph Curry, who done hit 6 threes, and you got some system to replace him to get him some rest at that time, you throw that system out the window.
Right.
And you keep feeding him the ball.
Right. Right.
They blasted the Ravens, man. They blasted them, man. I
Hmm.
mean, uh, it was just across the board. It was comments like that from everybody. They just blasted the Ravens.
Yeah. And they should have been blasted.
They should have been.
They should have been blasted because we blasted them.
Yeah.
We
And they
blasted them.
blasting Harbaugh.
Yeah. 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 John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
I hope you're standing up right now.
Yeah.
While you watching the sportsman, you should be standing up
Should be.
because any seat you sit in is gonna have fire in
Yeah.
it. Fire with a D on the end of it.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, man. I mean, yeah. It's tough, man. And again, we've been defending. Like I say, me and you for sure have defended Harbaugh at times, man. When people just kind of was like, "Nah, he got to go. He
No.
terrible. This, that, the other." We stood up for him.
Yeah.
Like, nah, not quite.
No. We ain't never jumped on that bandwagon.
Nah. But right now, I'm driving the bus.
Yeah.
You know, I, whoever driving, I done elbowed them out the seat, man. Give me the goddamn keys. It's time for him to go.
Yeah, I think the justification is there, and I really don't think that there would be a whole lot of people, upset if
Mm-mm,
Harbaugh was.
mm-mm.
I don't think you'll see too many people crying out about that.
Well, you see, I've already volunteered my services.
Yay,
You
yay,
know, I'm willing to,
yay,
to go help them pack.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and I like Harbaugh.
I like him too.
You know,
I'm
and
fine with. I don't think he's a great football mind. I don't look at him like that,
mm-mm,
but I think that he managed the team fine, and I think the players don't really have anything against him. So I think that he's been able to manage the team fine, and but he just has not been able to get them over the hump.
no.
And for this thing to play out the way it played out last week, man, it's just it's man, that's a bad look right there. What happened? Real bad look.
Yeah. And another thing I don't like. I don't like. I don't like these people.
Say
You
that
know,
again.
I don't like these folks that we talk about. I saw something. I don't know where. I don't even know where I read it. I saw it and I kind of glanced at it and I didn't even open it up because I'm like, yo, that's just playing revisionist history. And it was the biggest mistake the Ravens made was letting Mike McDonald get out of the building. You know,
Yeah.
and I'm like this. At that point, they were not going to make Mike McDonald the head coach. He wasn't going to be the head coach. He had an opportunity to get a job. He took it.
Right.
It was not the amount of money that the Ravens could have paid him to keep him here.
No,
because there was no guarantee that Harbaugh was going to be leaving here anytime soon.
no. The timing wasn't there.
Yeah. So he had an opportunity on the table. He took it, and more power to him. And he's having a great season right now.
Yes, he is.
You know, but I hate the revisionist history, man. Just going back and saying what should have happened or what they should have did.
Right.
Like, nah. We're not playing that game because there's
No.
a whole lot of things that should have happened or could have
And
happened.
that don't even make sense.
No,
Yeah,
no, it
that,
don't make sense.
that don't even make
It
sense.
don't make sense. But again, it give people something to write about. It give
Yeah.
people something to talk about. It give them clicks and views on their shows, their podcasts, and things like that. When they talk about things like this, you know, there was nothing that would have kept him here other than him being the head coach of the Ravens.
Yeah.
And we know at that time it wasn't gonna happen. It wasn't happening.
No, that
So
that wasn't even that no, no.
no, that wasn't happening. But again,
Mm,
I
Not
hate to see it.
not at that time, man. I
No,
mean,
no.
no way. It's no way, And I look at one thing. I look at a guy like Mike Tomlin, who's they've been complaining about him a lot, and they got that Kenneth Gainwell, number 14. Uh, who's their running back, or who's that guy? And I've heard Tomlin say he's their running back, but he actually got the best hands on the team out of any of the receivers and everything. And man, they riding this guy's coattail, man.
Hmm.
This guy, number 14, Kenneth Gainwell, is balling for them, man.
Yep.
And you have to give. I mean, they riding this dude, man. He ain't sitting over somewhere on the bench. And number 30 is a pretty good ball player, and they bring him in, and they got a nice. Those two running backs are real nice. But this guy Gainwell, they sending him out there. He catching passes. Every game, man, he's getting 6 or 7 catches. He's rushing for. I mean, he's rushing for good yards. I mean, meaningful yards. And I love the way the Steelers. Now, I don't want y'all coming after me now. But I just love the way Tomlin and the Steelers are using this guy to win games. Aaron Rodgers ain't that guy no more.
Oh,
He's not that guy, and they are riding the coattail of this guy Gainwell, and I love the way they're doing that. And then to turn around and see what our Ravens did this week, it's I mean, it's just glaring, and it's just glaring that you did not have Derrick Henry. I just don't see how you can get past that without something being done with this team. I think that Todd Monken seat is even hotter than Harbaugh's.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, and both could go. All three of them. I mean, if Harbaugh goes, both of the coordinators are going anyway when you bring
yeah,
it
yeah.
in. So we have to sit back and wait. And I'm not giving up uh, the playoff hopes either. I'm not that kind of guy that gives up. And I think they talked about drafting and with the position of the draft. I never even look at that either. Ravens not that kind of team. But I'm not giving up hope. I'm going to be hoping that the Ravens can take care of this Green Bay Packers, which is a very good football team. We played them up there in Wisconsin.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
this is going to be a real tough game. I think the Ravens typically do well with Lamar uh, playing against teams outside of the division because
Mhm.
they don't know us quite as well. They don't know Lamar quite as well as the divisional teams. But I'm not giving up hope.
Yeah.
I think Cleveland has the capability of beating a Steelers team, and I think that the Ravens definitely have what it takes to beat a Green Bay team. Now, if I was a bet man, I'm not betting that Cleveland's going to beat Pittsburgh,
Mm-mm.
not not with a rookie quarterback. And and I don't know Lamar's condition, whether he'll be able to play this week. But Snoop ain't bad. So we'll see. We have to wait and see. But I would just say, let's not give up hope yet. We still mathematically can make it to game. And I mean, basically, if the Ravens can beat Green Bay and somehow Cleveland can beat Pittsburgh,
Hmm.
then it's all about the Steelers and the Ravens. And you know the NFL like those kind of games. So maybe them refs might be working to get that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Yeah,
Saturday,
that's right.
Saturday night.
Take care of business, right?
Maybe Santa Claus will be good to the Ravens this year. And,
Yeah,
you know, give them a dub on Saturday after Christmas.
right.
Maybe we
Yeah,
will
yeah,
see.
yeah.
We will see. But I'm again I agree, man. I'm as bad as I felt Sunday after that one. I knew that I knew they technically they're not out of it. I keep talking
Right,
we. I keep on that
right.
we stuff, you know, because I'm on this side of things now. So I gotta make sure I separate who I am. You know, so so I want to make sure that I'm clear. Um, I haven't given up. I haven't given up hope. I hope that the Ravens come out Saturday, get the dub up in Green Bay, and maybe Shador and Miles Garrett can maybe Miles Garrett to get that sack record this week.
Yeah,
I know he needs maybe one or two sacks to get the record.
I'm pulling for
Yeah, yeah, for sure,
him for sure.
for sure. I'm pulling for him this week. Maybe a sack fumble. You know what I mean? One of them type of deals
Just let
to
him go
seal
ahead
the
and
game.
scoop it up and run it in.
Yeah, all that.
All of that.
So I'm pulling for that. And Shador, man, I saw a little bit of the game Sunday. I mean, he looks pretty good. I mean, he still does some rookie things.
Yeah, he's a
He
rookie.
tends to hold on to the ball too long sometimes, trying
Yeah,
to make something happen.
yeah,
And I get that. I get that when you're a playmaker, you because veteran quarterbacks do that. They all want to make a play. They trying to make something happen.
yes.
So I give him, but he looks to be he looks to be an NFL quarterback.
The NFL quarterback.
For all of the stuff that people said about him not being this or that, early on in the season and through the draft process, he got his opportunity and he looks to be an NFL quarterback. Now, I'm not going to say
For sure.
that he's going to be a he's going to be a perennial All Pro and all that type of stuff. But what I'll say is that I think that he has the tools to become a solid NFL quarterback.
Absolutely.
And my only knock is that he's in Cleveland.
Hmm.
And this don't have nothing to do with him being in the same division. It's Cleveland.
Yeah,
And Cleveland track record with quarterbacks is just not good,
I
you
agree.
know. And organizational wise, it's just they just haven't been a good organization with quarterbacks. And they've had quite a few first round draft picks, number one draft picks at that,
Sure.
at quarterback
I mean,
over
it's
the
Cleveland.
last 15 years or so.
Yeah, Cleveland. Yeah, yeah. And you know, when it comes to Shador, and you know, we talked about him a lot because we watched a lot of Colorado games. So we were pretty sure that this guy had NFL talent when it comes to that position. And I know he went in the fifth round, but believe me, he's a lot closer to being a first round than a
Yeah,
fifth
for
talent
sure.
wise,
For
for
sure.
sure. And you know, when I think about Shador and his ceiling and his talent, you know, the guy up there in Green Bay come to mind for me, Jordan Love.
Jordan Love, yeah.
You know, the way I see Jordan Love play, I can see Shador definitely getting to that level. And you know, one thing I agree with you with the Cleveland scenario and being there in Cleveland. One thing that I sort of think that maybe they can uh, do something with Shador's delivery. Sometimes to me, it seemed a little slow.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know, when he his release is a little slow to me. And maybe you know, and with the talent that's in the NFL and the speed and the reaction time of these defensive players and stuff, you know, the quicker you can release that ball and get it out there, he's got the arm strength for sure. Um, But I look at a Jordan Love, and Jordan Love been balling.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, he's been balling, man. He's been playing top flight football, and I can clearly see. And I mean, even the kid that we just played, for New England.
hey, Drake, me,
Yeah, Drake May. I mean, I put
me,
Shador. He can be on that same path that this kid is on too. So
yeah,
he's a talent now, no
yeah,
question.
indeed, indeed.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too, man, with the quarterback position. You know, they are some pretty good young quarterbacks in this league. You know, and if you build around them the right way, just like the quarterback up there in Denver, Nick, he's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, the quarterback position is pretty solid right now
Absolutely.
throughout the league. You know, you
Absolutely.
got some pretty good young quarterbacks in this league,
A lot of talent.
and so when you have an opportunity to win, you got to take advantage of that. You know, you got to take advantage of it because again, people thought you know Mahomes would have won the next 7, 8 Super Bowls. You, you know what I'm saying? By the way he
Right.
was playing, I mean, and Mahomes is maybe the head of the pack. He may be the
Yeah.
best quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, but again, you know, when you have when your opportunity is on in front of you, you have to take advantage of it. You have to seize it. You have to seize it because everybody else is trying to get better too. You know, and unlike other sports, the NFL is built for everybody to go 8-8. You know,
Mhm.
the bottom feeder teams can't be bottom feeders forever if they
No.
if the organization worth anything. Just
Right.
because the way the league is, the
Yep.
money is spread out evenly.
Yes.
So one team can't outspend another team,
This
you
ain't
know,
baseball.
because they got resources like that.
Yeah.
Like the league is built for everybody to kind of have the same resources,
It is. You don't
you know.
play well, you don't make the playoffs, you get high draft picks.
Hmm.
It ain't like the Dodgers,
Yeah,
the Yankees,
yeah,
these big market teams that
yeah,
that bring all these big free agents. And I mean, the way baseball is it's I mean, it's crooked the way it's set up. It's
yeah,
not on a solid, straight foundation. But football is different.
yep, yep. And again, so when you have a New England that had a dynasty, you know, when you have the Chiefs that had a nice run the last 5, 6 years, uh, Philadelphia the last couple years have been pretty strong. You know, those are teams that that built, you know, through the draft.
Yes,
They draft well, but they also understand uh, how to maneuver the free agent market as well. The one thing I always respected about Belichick when he was in New England is that Belichick would let go of players in their prime. You know, he never held on to see a player fall off.
true.
You know, he would let go of guys when they still had money in the tank, had gas in the tank. You know,
Right.
and sometimes if when you're on the outside looking in, you kind of scratch your head like, damn, he let them go. You know, but for whatever reason, they understood how to fill the gaps. You know, and you got guys that fit into whatever the system was up there, and guys that bought into it. And again, when you have success, it's easy to find guys that want to fit in because they want to be part of that. You know, they want to win. They want to be part of that success. So, you know, when you have a formula, and again, man, Baltimore for all intents and purposes, man, for a few years had a system, you know, and they had it where people wanted to come here to play, and they would be public about it. You know, hey, I wouldn't mind playing up there with Lamar. You know, I wouldn't mind going. You know what I'm saying? So there were some things in place, but I just think I think where the Ravens have failed, where teams the other teams like I mentioned didn't, was the front line. Mahomes was pretty much kept his uniform clean
Yeah.
until recently. You know, the quarterback in Philly is not as dynamic as Patrick Mahomes, but he's able to get things done He's able
Excellent,
to make plays because they take care of him.
excellent line.
He has a great running game.
Yeah,
He has a great line. He has weapons on the outside. You know what I'm saying? So again, he don't have to light the stat sheet up to win games. And he's solid. He puts up solid numbers, but he don't have
right.
to light the stat sheet up to
He
win
doesn't.
games because they are a pretty well put together team.
Yeah, yeah,
And really that is what we talking about. When we talk about Eric DeCosta, right, and his job. The one thing that we do with Ozzie Newsome, that Ozzie just had a knack for getting what they call Ravens type guys. You know, it was always these guys. You remember Buddy Lee and Double J and these guys. They weren't like all pro type of players, but they were Ravens type of players.
yeah. Oh yeah.
They were Ravens guys, man. They were guys that came in there and just fit what the Ravens did.
Mm-hmm.
They found their role and they excelled at it. You know, um, and we don't like Isaiah Likely. To me, he seems like a guy that knows he's on the way out of here. You know what I'm saying? With his play, this his play this all this season really his play has been subpar.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw it. Did you see the video of him leaving the game the other night?
No, I didn't.
Somebody asked him, what's going on with the team, and he said it not once but twice as he was walking away. We some ass. This is Isaiah Likely said it.
Yeah. Hey.
We some ass.
Yeah.
You know, so I just feel like he knows he's a guy that's on his way out of here. And when they re-signed
Mark Andrews.
Andrews, that was the telltale sign for me. I said, well, Likely is gone.
Yeah.
If they re-sign Andrews to a 3-year deal, there's no way they're gonna re-up with Likely. And 88 has been playing pretty good.
Yeah. He's balling. I like him.
I'm sorry, I can't remember his name, but so
Mhm.
I think the writing is on the wall for Likely,
Yeah.
and he hasn't done anything to help himself.
Yeah. I
With
agree.
some
I
of the
agree.
drops and some of his
Yeah.
play,
Yeah. His
and
play.
I think he had a key false start penalty in the fourth quarter Sunday.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
So
Yep. And he hasn't never been like a real great blocker,
mm-mm.
out there. Obviously, the guy has a lot of talent for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, he
But
definitely got talent.
again, man, when you talk about the IQ, man, it's just kind of crazy to me, man. And again, man, when you look at, like a Tom Brady, um, uh, and what, and you brought the man's name up, and I got a question for you regarding him. But you know what Belichick did for Brady up there in New England as far as that offensive line goes.
Hmm.
Even when Tom Brady was looking to move to another team, he looked around at the offensive lines of those other teams and he saw what Tampa Bay had down there as an offensive line and he chose those guys and they
Hmm.
protected him.
Yep.
And he's not quick, he's not fleet of foot,
Mm-mm.
none of that. But
Mm-mm.
they had great protection around him and when you put protection around a guy like him who could throw like him, we've seen the results over the years. So yeah, I go back to DeCosta because I still haven't gotten past when he allowed three starting offensive linemen to leave the team, in front of the 2024 draft. And we lost John Simpson, we lost Kevin Zeitler, and we lost Morgan Moses, who we saw on the field
Hmm.
this week playing for New England. They paid the guy. He's up there protecting Drake May. We saw Simpson. Simpson was up there in New York, uh, as the quarterback, as the guard up there. Zeitler, he's somewhere starting. I'm not sure is he with Detroit or he with, uh, but these guys are out there helping you lose three starters and then you got to replace them, and you come back with Voorhees, and you come back with number 77, um, to replace
Filet
the,
o fish.
yeah, yeah, to replace these guys, man. I mean, I know Patrick McCarry played and replaced Simpson for the 1 year, but he's like like a six-man type dude, you
Yeah,
know. So I mean, that to me, I saw that as a big gamble. And I still think that that gamble of letting three starters go, it has hurt the Ravens this year, and they're going to have to make a comeback from that. They got to get that line together. And again, I don't think it's a rebuild, not at all. It's a
mm-mm,
rebuild.
mm-mm,
Whether the coaches change or whatever, we're not talking about a rebuild.
mm-mm.
We're talking more about a reset.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's it. And again, man, with Lamar Jackson, you know, the first order of business, I go into that office. We talk about restructuring and all that stuff. Show me what the plan is. Show me the plan that you're going to have to get me to keep me healthy. To allow me to do Lamar Jackson type of thing
They clearly need his input.
for sure,
Clearly.
for sure. And you know, this is Lamar is clearly one of the leaders, if not the main leader on this team. It is very clear.
He's that guy.
He's that guy. He is that guy. But again, sometimes when you that guy, and Lamar is a humble guy too. He's not a rah. He's not a Ray Lewis type. He's not an Ed Reed outspoken type of guy. You know, and that's not a knock on them guys. That's just who they were. But Lamar is has to, and he don't have to do it in a public way. So I don't know that he's not already doing this, but it don't have to be a public thing because that's the one thing as fans, if people that's not on the inside, we don't really know what's happening at the meetings, what's happening, with the organization. So we don't know that he's not already doing this. We don't know that he's not already having these conversations and saying, "Hey, look, y'all gotta protect me. I need some help up front." You know what I'm saying? So we don't know that those things aren't already happening. But that's the one thing, the next step that I like to see Lamar Jackson take. Is in that leadership role is really, hey, all right, I got the weapons I got some weapons. I got some guys to throw the ball to. We got Henry signed for another year. So we know he's here. We got Keaton Mitchell, who's young and up and coming. Justice Hill when he's not injured. He got injured this year, but Justice Hill has played better. Akil, is it Akil? Uh, Ali.
Yeah.
Ali is not bad.
Yeah, he's not bad at all.
So they have some pieces.
They got pieces.
They have some pieces. We talked about the tight ends. Um, so there are pieces there, but the offensive line has to get better,
Has to get better.
and markedly has to get better. It's not like you can't plug and play. You have to legitimately get better in the offensive line.
And speaking of that, I mean that line, I wonder about Linderbaum. They supposedly they're pretty far off as far as a contract for Linderbaum.
Hmm.
And I mean, we're talking offensive line. Here you got an all
Hmm.
pro center,
Hmm.
and he had a hell of a game against New England.
Yeah,
I mean, that
yeah.
guy was all over the field, man. He's athletic. Um, so, well, yeah, what's going to happen with Linderbaum? Our offensive line is a weakness. I mean, the work is going to be cut out for this team. And one thing I wanted to throw at you, since you brought his name up, Belichick, would
Hmm.
would he be, if Harbaugh goes, would he even be somebody that they would look at?
Mm.
You know, I mean, it's so many things, so many questions right now, and I mean, it's probably not even fair to even think about stuff like that right now. But I'm still keeping hope alive that things could fall to where that
Yeah.
last game against Pittsburgh can be the deciding factor. That's what I want to see.
So let me ask you this. I'll play the devil's advocate here. Let's say things line up. We beat Green Bay, Cleveland beats Pittsburgh, and
Yeah,
then it's all for all the marbles on the last game of the season versus Pittsburgh. Ravens win it. they make the playoffs, is Harbaugh still going to be the coach next year?
You say if they make the playoff, is Harbaugh still going to be the coach?
Yeah.
I think that could save him. And I mean, and the thing is that I think we could clearly say that if that happened, the scenario that you just spelled out,
Mm-hmm.
his seat would be considerably cooler than it is right now, or if he don't make the playoffs. So I think he's 50-50 right now.
Yeah.
And the way they play down the stretch, is also gonna play. I mean, the way when Lamar was hurt, the way they played against Houston was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ravens
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous game. So I think these last couple of games, Harbaugh's still gonna have to have this team prepared and have to have them balling. I mean, this is what a coach should do. I mean, despite the conditions, you still have to get them guys amped to play football on Sunday or Saturday or whatever day it is. And he's being watched, man. The man is being watched.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it'd be interesting because I know it's going to be some fans, man, that come hella high water. They want him gone.
Yeah.
They want that man gone. And I told somebody today, after Sunday's game, I sold my season tickets. And I don't even have them. But I went straight to Craigslist. I got some season tickets for sale.
Yeah. And man, seriously, man, they've been kind of tough to watch, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, some of these games, man, I mean, it's been tough watching these Ravens, man. And I don't ever really recall feeling this way about watching the Ravens play, but to be losing these leads and stuff like that, man, it's just man.
Well, there was a time.
Mm.
It's been a few years, but there was a time when it was it was hard to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, to me, during the Lamar Jackson era, pretty much they've been must see TV.
Yeah.
And I know we had that little stretch at the beginning of I don't know what that was, 2024 or whatever, when they was losing these games, teams was coming back on them. Pretty much, if Lamar's hurt, we sort of understand that we're not the same Ravens team if Lamar's not in there. And Lamar obviously he impacts the offense, but the fact that if he's on offense and they clicking and they cooking, then the defense is going to be better. So he affects the whole team when he's not right, and he is that guy without question. He is that guy.
No doubt. No doubt. Well, I guess we didn't cover it for the Ravens.
Yeah.
We had and it was tough. This was a tough hour and 40 minutes almost.
Yeah. A lot of emotion came out of us.
Yeah.
And this is Tuesday, a couple of days after the fact.
Yeah. So and it needed to happen. It needed to be said.
Right.
All this stuff needed to happen. The Key Bridge and people jumping off. And
what was that game? You had sent out a text. You said, "I'm ready to go on now." I don't know what game that was.
What did I say?
You said I'm ready to go on live now.
Well, that was the Cincinnati game.
The Cincinnati game.
Yeah, that was after that 30. What was it? 24-0.
Oh, the shutout.
The shutout. Yeah, I was amped up that game.
Okay.
Yeah. I was ready to roll that day.
Okay, I couldn't remember whether it was for a win or a loss.
Yeah. Wait a minute now. You know what?
Yeah.
that might have been.
Was that the Christmas game?
Wait
a minute.
Thanksgiving. That might have been the Cincinnati L.
Yeah. I mean, not the
Yeah,
Christmas
I
game,
definitely,
the Thanksgiving game. Yeah,
I definitely remember.
I'm ready to go on
I
smash.
definitely was amped up that one.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So that was December 7th. Who was that lost to? Pittsburgh.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Right. It might have been that Pittsburgh
Yeah, it
game.
was that Pittsburgh
Yeah,
L.
Pittsburgh game. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Man. Well, I'm ready to turn the page.
yeah, yeah.
So did you have opportunity to see this here?
You know what, man? You know, I go way back in boxing, man. I mean, I remember the, which they call one of the greatest sporting events in the history of sports when Ali and Frazier went at it for the first time.
Hmm.
I didn't see the fight live, but I remember my father being so amped and hyped about that fight. And from that point moving forward, I have been a huge boxing fan. Man, I don't know what this crap is right here, man. I mean, to me, it's an embarrassment to the sport.
It is an
When I
embarrassment to the
see
sport.
when I see these guys fighting like this, and Mayweather fighting these guys, and man, Tyson fighting these guys, man. I mean, you talking about one of the greatest sports. I mean, boxing was cooking.
Yes.
It was cooking,
Yes.
and I mean, you can go way beyond before we were born. You can go back to Jack Johnson and Jack Dempsey and Joe Louis and Sugar Ray Robinson and all these and Marciano and all these terrific fighters, Sonny Liston and man, come on, man. I mean, what is this? What the hell is this, man?
Ah,
And believe
oh,
it or not, I it was on Netflix.
yeah,
I tried to stay up and I was up, get ready to watch it, and then they came into the ring. I fall asleep before the opening bell. I wake up, it's in the fourth round.
yeah.
Oh, damn. I wasn't falling asleep on Roy Jones.
Nah,
I
nah,
wasn't falling asleep on Larry Holmes
no.
and them guys and Tommy Hearns and man, what is this, man? What is this?
And
Man,
Jake Paul, because I hate to give him credit, he's a YouTuber.
he's a YouTuber.
He's a YouTuber. He's an influencer,
Yes.
and most of the people that follow him are not boxing fans. They
No.
are Jake Paul fans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so their view or the way they view him is very skewed. Because you come into this thing and you say, well, oh, he's coming, he's knocking these people out. But he's not fighting boxers per se. He's not fighting quality boxers. Anthony Joshua is the first legitimate boxer that he has faced.
Yeah.
And this dude, and Anthony Joshua was 36, so he's a little bit past his prime years.
Right.
But this dude is a decorated amateur, a Olympic gold medalist or Olympic medal winner. I don't know if he won gold, but he's an Olympic medal winner, a two-time heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, Jake Paul can sell tickets, and he's that guy. He's the guy. A lot of people gonna tune in to see him lose and all that type of stuff because he's an idiot and he sides with Trump. Which is already fodder. That's something to get people's juices flowing. Because he's on that side of the thing, and he confidence, whatever you want to call it, he's cocky. But to go in there and say, that you are the best thing that's happened in boxing, and you are the face of boxing, and I mean, man, you really disrespecting the sport in a mighty way. And again, man, we live in an era, in a time where clicks and likes and follows and all that stuff it means more than actually what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So we people look at when it's a new artist comes out, and the first thing people look at is, well, how many streams has he got? How many clicks and likes? How many people
Yeah,
following him? That
yeah,
type of stuff. So it's not even about substance no more. You know what I'm saying? It's about this other stuff, this surface type stuff that really don't mean a lot. Because you got people that'll follow you that don't even paying attention to you. You know what I'm saying? But you got your followers up. You got a million, tens of millions of people following you, which is going to bring revenue. This is what people look at. So he's a money cash cow, if you will. He's the dude
sure.
that can generate a lot of money. So he's getting these fights, and they're billing them as big time fights. These fights are not on the level of Ali Frazier. These fights are not on the level of Leonard Hagler, Leonard and the Hitman.
Right.
These fights are not on that level, man.
Not at all.
But because of his popularity,
Yeah.
they are billing these fights as mega fights, as these big bills, and I will give him this. Some of the undercard fights are really good fights. You know what I'm saying? He's doing a lot. He's promoting women's boxing, so there's always some really good undercard fights on his fight card.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
what happened Friday was bound to happen if
yeah,
he ever dared to get in the ring with somebody a legitimate boxer.
yeah.
It was bound to happen.
He got busted up pretty good.
Yeah, he got exactly what he asked for. You know what I'm saying? And so it was scheduled for 8 rounds, and you got people say, "Well, he went 6 rounds with him," and no, 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 no. Tell me you don't know nothing about boxing, and you give a guy credit for just lasting 6 rounds. If you watch the first 4 to 5 rounds, he was running from this dude. He had he. They always say Floyd Mayweather was running. This was running on steroids.
Yeah, no
This
question.
was, I mean, he was legitimately running away from this dude. He might have threw a couple pot shots in there, you know, and scored some points because they say he won maybe the first or second round or something. But I'm telling you, he might have threw 2, 3 punches. I mean, he might have connected with 2 or 3 punches,
Yeah,
and he running. And then when you look at the later rounds, man, he grabbing, he holding. He fell to his knees a couple times. Man. He grabbing Anthony Joshua at the legs, man. He
yeah,
tripped him a couple times. I mean, man, it was ridiculous.
yeah,
It was ridiculous. And then for the referee to pull them both to the center of the ring, say, "Hey, listen, y'all gotta get this stuff together, man. Ain't nobody pay money to see this. These people ain't paid this money to see this, man. Come on, man, let's fight. Stop BSing." Is basically what he told him in the middle of the ring.
hmm,
And then once, Anthony Joshua again is a seasoned boxer, man. He's the two-time heavyweight champion of the world.
yeah,
He hadn't been in the ring in 15 months, right? So they said they got a large ring, which gave Jake Paul was something he wanted. They gave him opportunity to rip and run, to stay on his back pedal, stay away from harm's way, because he knew he couldn't stand toe to toe with this dude.
no,
He knew if he had to stand toe to toe with this dude, he'd have got him out of there in 1 or 2. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that once Anthony Joshua started connecting and started hitting him, then you could really see, like, all right, number one, this dude not even in shape. He's not even in proper condition to be in the ring with this guy. You know what I'm saying? And again, then you saw the holding, the falling down, and all of that stuff, man. I'm like, yo, this is comical, man. It almost looked like the Martin episode when he was boxing Tommy Hearn.
yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, it was comical, man.
It really was, man.
And so Anthony Joshua, and then the way he set him up when he knocked him out. I mean, it was just it was just classic boxing, man. I mean, he gave him a right up top. It kind of grazed him. He came to the chest, hit him in the chest, and them hands dropped, and he came right across with that right hand to that chin, man, to the jaw, cleaned him and got him out of there. But I mean, it was just perfect. Boom, boom, bam.
Mm-hmm.
Down goes Jake, and then the facial expression he made when he hit him was like, "Oh my god!"
And apparently his jaw was already broken, right?
Yeah, yeah, he broke him in 2 spots,
2 spots. So
and that's a lot of damage.
that's damage.
They
That's
said
real.
that he really is in danger of never being able to box again.
Yeah, he probably drinking through a straw right now.
Yeah, 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 for sure. He got him wired up. I seen the pictures of his joint,
You
joint
did?
wired
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
mean, and and to me, just the fact that this guy, the way you broke it down was great. The way you broke down the fact that this guy is a YouTuber, the guy get a lot of likes, he's got a lot of followers, and it's the cash cow thing going on there. But it also, and that scenario for a guy like him to be able to step up and be able to start claiming that he's the face of boxing, and his fights drawing more than anything else. I mean, it's clearly a condition. I mean, it clearly points to the poor condition that the sport of boxing is in. For
yeah,
that to even be able to happen, he would have never been able to do anything like that. Going back to the years when you got Tyson and Holyfield and Lennox Lewis and them guys fighting. And obviously he couldn't do it with the Sugar Ray Leonards and the Haglers and these guys. I mean, for him to be able to do that, it really points to the poor condition that boxing is in.
yep,
And you know, this this generation of folks, this society, I mean, this whole internet, this whole and now this AI stuff, and I mean, AI, the A stands for artificial, and we are this generation now is really into the artificial stuff. I mean, they love the artificial eyelashes and behinds and it just seemed like the real thing is losing out.
yeah, yeah,
The real thing is losing out. No one wants the real. They want the artificial. They want the fake. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. But this thing here, it's almost like, and I love the analogy when you talk about the Martin show because that's what
hmm,
it looked like.
yep. Comedy,
Comedy, man. It's like
comedy.
I used to see, I used to see Diddy out there in some of his songs. I also Diddy. I see Diddy out there in some of his songs, man, and he be doing this stuff like he killing it. I be thinking, man, is this in living color? Is this Tommy Davidson doing black or white? Is this my man doing Ice Ice Baby? I mean, what is this?
Hey,
I don't
like you
know.
say, this is the era we living in.
This is the era we living
This
in.
is this is the era we living in, man. It's like if you didn't grow up in a certain time period, you wouldn't know no better.
You wouldn't know no better, man.
You wouldn't know that better was available. You
What's the
know,
brother that just retired from boxing, undefeated?
Terrence Crawford.
Terrence Crawford, man. Here's a man undefeated,
Hmm.
retiring from boxing after the career that he done had, and man, he barely get a blip on the screen.
Right, right,
I
right.
feel so bad for that brother, you know, to have such a terrific career, but the time that he had it in, he ain't even getting his proper homage.
Mm-mm.
They're
Nope.
not paying proper homage to this dude, man, because of the condition of the sport. And I haven't really looked into it. I love for it to hear what she's got to say about it,
Yeah,
to know what brought the downfall and why is it in the condition that it's in and what has to be done to bring it back up.
yeah,
And I'm sure he has some good points to make on that.
yeah, for sure. I'm sure he definitely got some insight.
Yeah.
we live in a time where we need something to point the finger at, or someone
Yeah,
to point the finger at.
yeah.
So what a lot of people would do is they'll point the finger at Floyd Mayweather.
I've seen people do that.
Yeah, and again, Floyd, love him or hate him, you know, was is one of the greatest boxers that's ever laced him up.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But what he was able to do was able to get control of his career in a way that no other boxer really have, and capitalized on it. And that became the blueprint, you know what I'm saying, for a lot of boxers. A lot of boxers feel like if they don't have a perfect record, if you know what I'm saying, if they don't go out with a O at the end of their record, then it was a failure. You know what I'm saying? And again, you can't I don't blame Floyd for that, but again, he became the blueprint. He became what a lot of boxers wanted to be, what they aspired to be. They wanted to have his business acumen. They wanted to make the money that he made. They wanted to have the record that he had.
Yeah,
Floyd was in a position where when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, he was taking all comers. And once he got to the point where he was Money May, he
hold
could
up.
kind of pick and choose who he
Yeah,
fought
picking and choosing. Yeah,
and when he fought him. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause
yeah.
he'll tell you he didn't duck nobody,
Right.
but he picked and choose when he fought certain people. You know, we understand that. And then again, Floyd became the person that everybody wanted to see lose. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So he could draw. His fights were going to draw big because there was just people just wanted to see him lose. People were going to pay money to see him lose a fight. You know, um, it's LeBron James. LeBron James is another one that they're going to point to LeBron and say it was LeBron that love him or hate him was what was wrong with basketball and the moving
yeah,
from team to team and
yeah,
the tab the teaming up with superstars and all those things. He's going to be the one that takes the hit in basketball. So
yeah,
we look at, rather than look at the system, because the system dictate how these things can happen. The system in the NBA dictated that LeBron James can make the moves that he made. It wasn't the fact that he made them; it was a system in place. He took advantage of the system, same way Mayweather did. Mayweather learned the boxing game, the business of boxing. He learned it and he mastered it to his benefit. You know, and so people will look at him as the reason, because we got to have something or someone to point the finger at. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? And we tend to look for one person again, and usually the most successful person, the person that's
yeah.
had maybe not like, because they'll throw LeBron James, they'll throw his record in the finals, 4-6 or whatever,
Sure, sure.
as reason why he can't be this or that. But then you
Yeah,
got other people on the other hand will look at, well, he got all the numbers, most points, most assists, most this, most that, you know. And then you got somebody like me that say, well, yeah, he played 23 years. He should have
sure, sure.
some of these things, you know.
Yeah.
And that's not to take nothing away from him.
No, no,
You know what I'm saying?
not.
Um, and again, because I'm not going to get into the GOAT thing right here, because I think it's hard to really have to say is one player that's just the greatest of all time in any sport.
It's difficult.
It's difficult to do that because you got to go by your point of reference.
Yep.
So if somebody that saw Wilt Chamberlain, somebody that saw Magic and Bird, somebody that saw Mike Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, I mean, somebody that's seen all of those guys, and there are people that are around that have seen all of those guys. Their opinion is going to carry a little bit more weight than somebody that's only really seen LeBron.
Absolutely.
That never really saw MJ at his peak. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause and a lot of people that see, I didn't switch gears, but a lot of people talk about MJ from the last three-peat MJ.
Sure.
Back to the basket MJ. He was basically the post player MJ. You know, they don't talk about the young MJ that was flying through the lane and doing some of the stuff that he was doing early on when they weren't winning. But even if the team wasn't winning, Mike Jordan was clearly the best player in the league
He was the best player in the league.
in early on in his career. And you got the players that was considered the best players in the league that were
Yeah,
saying it. And it's on record. It's recorded and you can play those things back today.
absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
know, what did Chuck Daly say? He's embarrassing the league.
He's embarrassing the league. That's what Chuck Daly said. A world championship team with some Hall of Famers on there, and this guy's embarrassing the league.
The guy's embarrassing the league, man. So Jake Paul is embarrassing boxing
Yeah, man.
right now.
It's
Jake Paul is embarrassing boxing, man. He to me, again, kudos to him for being able to make money, be able to change his family's life.
I ain't mad at him.
I'm not mad at that. Get your money, man.
Yeah, I'm not mad at him.
Get your money. But to say that you are the face of boxing and all of this stuff, man, it is a slap in the face to people that have grinded, man, in gyms and nowhere, USA, from these little small places that nobody ever heard of, man, that they grinded and worked their way up to whatever levels that they did. Even guys that never make it to the top, the amount of sweat equity that they put into these sports, man, this boxing,
Sure.
I mean, fighting 100, 500 amateur fights,
Yep.
becoming a professional and never really ascending to that level. Just being a professional in your area. Fighting at Martin's what is it called? Martin's what was the thing out there? Eighth
Monday.
Avenue.
Yeah.
Remember they had the ballroom boxing and all that stuff.
Sure. Sure.
I mean, you
Yep.
got guys that were professionals that only got to that level.
Yep.
But for Jake Paul to come as a Johnny come lately, he was a Nickelodeon kid or Disney Channel something.
Crazy, man. To me, it's almost buffoonery. You know.
Yeah, yeah. So for him to be able to get to the level that he did, to be able to earn the money that he's been able to earn in this sport, I mean I applaud that.
You know
You
how
know what
many
I'm saying? I
boxers
applaud
rolling
that,
over in
man.
their grave right now, man?
You know, I applaud that.
We applaud it.
Yeah.
We
But
applaud it.
but 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 be realistic, man.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? Be realistic with this thing. You are not who you think you are. And
Man, Joe Louis, Marciano, Jack Johnson, Sonny Liston, these guys, Muhammad Ali, these guys are rolling over in their grave right now. And that
yep.
applause that just happened, ain't none of them clapping.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
They're not clapping for this because they don't look at this as real. They don't look
No.
at it as authentic. And I would imagine that some of the young folks are okay with this. This might be good stuff to them, but they don't know nothing about and I can't fault. Okay, Mayweather did what he did, but, but Mayweather is a legitimate all-time great.
Yes. Yes.
He's a legitimate all-time great boxer.
Yes.
So I ain't mad at Mayweather.
Mm-mm.
The
Mm-mm.
man is an all-time great. He done won belts in different weight classes. He done beat some great fighters. The man's defense he's probably the greatest defensive fighter of all time.
Yep. Yep.
He's a technician in the ring. He's a scientist in the ring.
Yes.
I'm not mad at Mayweather. I'm just mad at the surrounding boxing world that just allowed for this boxing to fall to a point where somebody on YouTube can step up and be the most popular dude out there claiming that he's the face of boxing and that his fights generate more money than these fights, and Crawford can retire and hardly nothing's even said about it.
Right.
It's boxing is in a sad state right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now let me push back a little bit on that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I do. With all due respect to YouTubers like us,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I see one day people gonna say we are the face of sports talk and
Right.
entertainment.
Right.
You know, and where we getting those big paydays and
Taking Stephen A's
yeah,
shine and all that.
yeah, all that. So yeah, but we'll probably be a little more humble about it.
We will be.
We'll be a little more humble about it. But if we get to that, if we rise to that level, when we rise to that level,
Yes.
you know, yeah, we'd be a little more humble about it
But we will accept them checks.
for sure.
Don't get it twisted now.
For
We will accept the checks.
Without doubt,
Just like Jake
without doubt,
Paul.
without doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So not all YouTubers are bad.
Right.
Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube.
Yeah,
Shout,
absolutely.
shout out to Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for joining this evening. You know, and I feel a little better now.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? 'Cause it was a little somber early on. I didn't. I was going to play my blues song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was definitely one of them nights.
It was warranted, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah. Because I definitely, as I was getting prepared to come on live, I said, let me key up my song right quick.
Yeah.
I said, nah, I ain't gonna do it.
But you came strong, man. You had to picture the bridge, man.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah. You
yeah.
came strong. You came
Because
strong.
yeah, because the traffic was heavy over there.
Yeah. Yes.
Traffic was heavy over there this week.
Yes.
Late Sunday night, man. It was they had to call some reinforcements in. I think they had the toll police and Baltimore
Oh,
City on one side, Baltimore County on the other side. Anne Arundel County came in.
yeah, where it was, they broke through them barriers and all of that.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
tugboat was in the water.
Historic numbers.
Yeah,
Eh,
yeah. People just had enough.
enough is enough, man.
Yeah. We this is it.
How much
You
can
know.
the Ravens fans withstand, man?
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause I told you I sold my season ticket Sunday night.
Right.
I put them up for sale Sunday night. This is it.
I hear you.
I can't put up with no more of this.
No, this is just too much, man. And I mean, it's so frustrating that the loss has even messed with Christmas.
Damn.
I mean, it's messed with Christmas, man. You know,
Well,
if you know that if the Ravens had won that game,
yeah.
man, you know that the stores would be. I mean, they've been making all kinds of sales.
Mhm.
People
Mhm.
done pulled back.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
ain't got the energy to shop. They done lost a lot of the spirit. You know,
Ain't
come
no
on,
ain't,
Ravens.
ain't ain't no purple lights downtown.
No, man, none of that. And you know the thing is that TV, the coverage of the game, man, they do such a beautiful job highlighting Baltimore.
Mhm.
You know, they show them shots, man, of the harbor. They go down to Fort McHenry, show that. I mean, they were showing some things, man, that I didn't even know about Baltimore. I've been here my whole life.
Right.
I was like, where the hell they at right there? So I mean,
Right.
they do a wonderful job, man. And I mean, you that stuff they show, you like, damn. I,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
from
that's
Baltimore.
nice.
Yeah. But then when they turn around and lose the way they lost,
Ah,
Lord,
man.
Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I didn't even want to go to work Monday morning.
oh man, it was rough, man.
I ain't want to go to work, man. I might well call out, man.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
was rough.
I want to give a shout out to Governor Westmore. My guy came through with the closing of the state for Christmas Eve.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so
Hey,
we
Westmore.
off tomorrow.
Okay.
Came through in the clutch.
Yeah.
They made that announcement Monday while we was at work working hard.
Beautiful.
I mean,
So
working
so so
hard,
today
man.
is what? Today is the what?
Day the 23rd.
Okay, the day the 23rd. Tuesday
Yeah,
the
so
23rd. That's right. Oh, so you off tomorrow.
I'm off tomorrow. Yeah, yeah,
Beautiful, beautiful.
yeah. I'm off till I don't know if I should say this online.
No, don't say it. Say, say it, bro. No, don't say it, bro.
Yeah, let me
Pe-
slow down.
Yeah, man. Come
Yeah,
on,
let
man.
me slow down.
Listen, people watch replays and everything, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah, let me slow down. Oh, them goddamn. Hey, I need you to. Hey, can you? Oh, that'll be I'm working. I'm going to work Thursday. I'm going to work Christmas.
There you go, man. You already said enough with the Westport thing, man. That's enough.
Yeah, and I heard Trump shut the federal government down till Friday, Thursday and Friday.
Oh, is that right?
Wednesday,
Okay,
Thursday, Friday. Well, Christmas it was already shut down. We shut it down for
right.
Christmas Eve and the day after Christmas.
Okay, Donald Trump.
So shout out to Donald Trump for the federal
Yeah.
workers.
Shout out to President Trump.
You know, go ahead,
Mhm.
federal workers. I know y'all gonna enjoy them days off.
Need that. Enjoy that.
You know,
I've been going through a lot over there.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
They've been going
yeah,
through a lot.
yeah. That going on.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Any parting words? Before we
Mm,
wrap this puppy up. I
yeah.
got my hat on. Kenny Kringle been in the building the last couple times.
Yeah.
December
That's right, man.
Christmas spirit. For
Yeah.
those I
Yeah.
got my little.
Just the
Dun,
sports
dun,
nation,
dun, dun.
man. We certainly want to wish everybody a very very pleasant Christmas, man. You know that Merry Christmas thing and getting with your family and
Mm, mm.
enjoying and making things really good for the children. Um, I think when we talk about Christmas, as we've talked on this show before, is all about family
Yes.
and the children.
Yep. Yep.
Making it a great experience for the children, and
Hmm.
so making sure that we get around family. Despite sometimes family members can hold some grudges, man, that they
Yeah. Yeah.
can't get over.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think this time of the year, Christmas going into 2026, and the fact that we're still on top of the soil. So whatever has taken place, I think there's always that chance and that opportunity. And I think this time of the year is a great time to try to get past some of that stuff, man. It's it's um it's tough to see siblings, man, not speaking to each other, and grew up together in the same house and things like.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
about those kind of things and those kind of gatherings, and I mean, and man, it's there's a history about Christmas and that a lot of people don't agree with and the origins of it and all that kind of stuff. And and there's a time when I was locked in on that kind of stuff,
Hmm.
but but as I continue to mature, it's all about pretty much you kind of summed it up a week ago. The last time we were on, you summed it up about the family and that kind of thing, and that was the most important thing. And I think that's true. I think that's the
Yep.
most important thing. And there is a spirit, man. You can feel it.
Yeah. Yep.
You can feel it, man. You
Yep.
can really feel it. And the songs, man, the Christmas songs and those classic songs and stuff like that. It takes you there. And I mean the conversation, the conversation you and I had, about you pulling up the Jackson 5 Christmas
Yeah.
music
Yeah. Yeah.
and riding that on the way to work and listening to some of those songs and the way they delivered those songs, man. I mean, that's what it's all about, man. That's what
Yeah. Yep. And Christmas music. We mixing it up right now.
mm-hmm.
Christmas music is only effective at Christmas time.
Yes.
I mean, you may come across a Christmas song, or you might see a movie, in the summertime that got a Christmas theme to it.
Hmm.
It don't quite hit the same. While you kind of can enjoy the movie, but the Christmas thing and the that like you say that feeling
Yeah.
it only makes sense this time of year.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? As I ride around, it gets dark at 5 o'clock now. So
Hmm.
when you riding from wherever after 5, and people got the yards lit up and the houses lit up, and then you got some music in the car or whatever. It's just a different feel to it. You know what I'm saying? And I know you kind of still in that space because you got little kids around. I don't have any little kids around at this point,
Right.
so it's a little different for me right now. So I know you kind of can still, Christmas morning, you still have that little feeling, like, hey,
It's re-
because there's something about seeing a little kid, man, and the excitement.
it's a real Christmas in my house.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. So I know, man. You're gonna enjoy that. Uh, and like you say, really, man, it's not because it's not even about us
No,
at this point, man. It's just really about the kids, the children.
that's it.
And you see that excitement on the children's faces, man, and I'm, I don't really embrace the whole, the whole. I mean, I do. I got the hat on now, and I've been wearing the beard for some years. So I'm at work yesterday, and one of our vendors, they were, they going around and they giving out they gave us coffee mugs and little thank you gift for working with them throughout the year. We make referrals to them, so we help to keep them in business and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So they were making their rounds. They bought us little gifts or whatever. And one of the young ladies had two of her kids with her, two and little ones. She had one that she was carrying, had the little harness thing. He had them in the harness, and then the
Yeah.
other little guy was walking. He may have been two, maybe. I guess maybe 2 years old, two, maybe three. And so I went out of the office, and they came in while I went out. So when I came back into the office, they were in the lobby there, and the little kid looks. He turned around, and so first of all, I'm 6'5", so for a little kid, he look
Oh yeah.
he looking up at me,
Hmm.
and he just couldn't take his eyes off me, right? And so his mom, mom said, "Say hi," "Say hi," whatever. So he said hi to me, and then he said, "Santa,"
Right.
and I had to play. I had to play along. I played along, and it was just it was a cool moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, he's a little kid, just a 2 or 3
Sure.
year old kid. I mean, so he's really into and really not even knowing,
All of
the
that.
myth and all that stuff. He
Yeah.
just Santa Claus is a real thing to him,
Right.
and
Exactly.
Santa Claus just walked in this door,
Exactly.
and I can't take my eyes off
And you can't kill that.
him. No, no.
No, you can't kill that.
Yeah, I played along, but it was a great moment, man. And again, like I say, I'm not as Christmassy as I once was.
Yeah.
Like I say, my kids are growing up now, so it's different for me. But when like I say, I put that music on, listening to Jackson 5 and Nat King Cole. There's certain songs that just take me back,
Oh yeah.
to childhood. Just like Stevie Wonder's Christmas joints and
Sure. Sure.
Temptations. So the typical ones in our
Oh.
household.
Oh yeah.
Um, uh, 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 what's my man named Frank Sinatra and
Yeah.
Bing Crosby and all them dudes, man.
Yeah.
you know,
They out there. The Christmas song.
yeah,
Yeah,
what I'm
man.
saying. So uh, the Christmas time again, man. I just encourage everybody, man. If like say if you celebrate, if you don't, just spend time with your family. Spend some time with your family. If you got children, man. If you like you say, if you got relatives and you got people in your family that you might not be on the best of terms with, find a way to at least try to to heal some of them wounds because once those people are gone, you never had that opportunity again to fix it, or because that's the one thing. Once somebody's gone and you can't, because there's a lot of people that always say like, damn man, we hadn't spoke in whatever,
Right.
and it wouldn't have took nothing for me to just pick the phone up, or that time I saw him from across the street and I went and turned the other way.
Right.
you know and that's stuff that happens all the time.
Yeah.
Those things happen all the time, man. So um just find some compassion, man, and some love in your heart this time of year. If no other time, this time of year, like you say, if you celebrate or you don't, because I know everybody got their whatevers, and I don't even go back and forth with people no more about what they believe in. What you believe in is what you believe. I just tend to want to spend time with my family during this time of year. Um, just to be around some love. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Just be around some genuine love, man, where, you know, I don't owe nobody nothing. They don't owe me nothing, yo. Just spending time and reminiscing, and you talk about the good old days, and you talk about some of the loved ones that are no longer with us. You know, those things, man, we hold dear. And I know for me, you know, my grandparents this time of year. My grandmother's birthday was a couple days ago, the 17th, and my grandfather passed away on Christmas Day a few years ago. So so this time of year, in them first few years when they passed, was tough for me. You know what I'm saying, and just a lot of sadness and just really trying to navigate how to moving on without them. Not having them around no more, and then you got the memories, and the memories of what sustain you. The memories of what have sustained me and what's made it all better for me as I moved on, as I've got past, those tough times. Because, like I say, losing my grandfather on Christmas Day, and that was the first time for me that I've ever lost anybody close to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So to have that loss on that day at that time was tough. It was tough. It was tough to navigate. It was tough to really make sense out of, even though we knew that time was short.
Hmm.
You knew time was short. You knew that it could happen at any time. Just wasn't prepared for it. I don't think you ever prepared for it.
No.
Even when you got the idea that it's coming, you never
Yeah.
prepared
When you
for it.
it's coming, it's
You know
still.
it's coming, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Still.
and so, but in the years, and it's been 28 years this year, um, since he passed. It was Christmas of '97, and to have seen the additions to our families since that's happened. You know, um, you see your family grow, and then you got nieces and nephews and children of my own that didn't get an opportunity to know him. But I'm telling the stories, I'm telling the stories and things, and I'm sure you can relate, with the losses that you've had,
Absolutely.
and being able to share those memories with the new generation,
Absolutely.
and the thing I think sometimes we lose sight of is, wow, we miss people that we had. We become those people for the younger generation.
Yeah.
We become that. So I know I've kind of heard you. I never seen you. I've heard you interact with your grandson.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
in the background on the phone or something like that, man. And it's a cool thing to see and hear. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Just that dynamic, man. And I mean, I've seen you as a father, so you
Yeah.
know what I mean. So
We got history.
yeah,
We
so
got history. We've seen
so
each other.
yeah, so yeah, I've seen you as a dad, and so now you get to do it from the other lens, as a granddad, it's got to be a good thing, man. It's got to be a great feeling to see, and then the connection with the grandkids, because it's different,
Yep.
you
Yeah,
know. Wow, they are your grandchildren, they ain't yours.
that's right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I'm sure your kids will say, "Hey, you didn't treat us like that."
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
you know, you was cracking the whip on us.
Right.
They get away with murder. You
That's
know,
typically how it is.
yeah, 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 yeah. You become a grandparent, and all of a sudden you got some compassion now.
Right. Right.
So you tell you, say, oh, hey, stop hitting them like that. Stop hitting on that baby like that.
Yeah, man. It's a great thing, man. It really is. It's a lot of fun,
Yeah.
and just to see, the new generation coming through, and then, as our clock continues to tick, and
Hmm.
you get past a certain age, and your time is getting shorter and shorter. I mean, everybody's is, but once you get to a certain age, it's this thing with time that a certain respect for
Hmm.
time that may not have been there when you're in your teens or you're in your 20s or even 30s.
Yeah.
That respect for time, it grows as you grow.
Yep.
And I think that's the way it really should be. Looking back, you always want to have respect. You wish you had the respect for it back when you was 12, really, and just to make the best of every minute, you know. But again, at the age of, I think, maybe 5, um, down there in Turner Station, Christmas Eve, I wake up and I come out and walk out to the living room, and I see my father out there putting toys together.
Hmm.
So at the age of 5, from that point, I knew that Santa Claus was not a real thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I understood it just from seeing that. And he just turned and he looked at me and he just said, go back to bed. Went
Right.
back to bed.
Yeah.
But the next day, I'm telling my brother and sister what I saw.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm letting them know it ain't no real Santa Claus. I saw Dad putting it together. He was doing this and doing that. So I understood it at an early age, but it didn't take anything away from me as a child when the Christmases were happening. In fact, it really enhanced it for me because I
Hmm.
understood at a very early age that it was my mother and my father that were scratching and clawing and spending money to be able to make us have good Christmases. And
Yeah.
my respect for them grew because I knew who the real Santa Clauses were.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm listening to your story about being there and the kid bumping into you and this kind of thing, man. I mean, to me, it's a beautiful thing to be able to see, and particularly for our journey in this country, to see a black man and somebody look at them and say Santa.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's a beautiful thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
because at one point it was no way in the world that would have happened.
Right. That's fact.
you know and,
Facts.
and at this point it can happen, and that means that we have grown a lot to be able to accept us as black American folks, that we can be able to kind of rock and roll and do anything, man. If you Santa, that's a powerful role to be in.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. Yep. So as we get ready to wrap it up, sports bigs. Uh, 2025 is coming to a close next week. God willing, we be here for the final show of the year. Uh, we hope we talking about the Ravens win. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
we hope.
Yeah, we
You know,
hoping.
we'll be here talking, but we don't know if we're
Yeah,
gonna talk about win or lose. But we will be talking.
but we gonna talk.
Yeah, we definitely gonna talk. And bring the year to a close, man. And we don't do resolutions and all that type of thing.
Right.
from a personal standpoint. But going into 2026, I definitely want to see the podcast grow.
Yeah.
I want to see growth in the show, growth in my ability to come on the mic and talk, and I got some people lined up to come on the show. I got a few people that I've reached out to, um, that's going to come on the show. I just got to get them set up, you know, and get that lined up, get them on here, man, and get my interview skills sharpened up,
Mm-hmm.
and storytelling. I got some people gonna tell some pretty compelling stories. Once I come on here, come on the show. Um, just shout out to everybody, man, that's been supporting. This is year going into year four, in the year four. Excuse me. Uh, Year four started off in 2021. You know, um, so man, we growing, still going strong. You know, just trying to really still learning how to navigate the whole podcast space and the whole internet space and the whole YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and all these little formats, man. I'm trying to learn how to really navigate all this stuff. And that's the task in 2026 is to really, learn and master some of these outlets, and to grow the audience, and just bring quality content, man. That's where it's at for me.
Bottom line, yeah.
Just trying to improve on the content that I'm bringing, and everything else will fall into place. But I just gotta work on me and work on what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to bring as far as the sports mix is concerned. Like I said, I think everybody that's been riding with me from the beginning to now, it's been a fun journey. Like we've said it many times here, man. This is something me and you talked about 20 some years ago, before
Some,
we even knew what a podcast was. We talked about having a format like this
yeah,
to just chop it up about sports, and then we taking it into other things as well. Go outside of sports, because we not just relegated to sports.
no, not at all.
There's a lot of depth in
Absolutely.
in these brothers, man, and the people that I've reached out to be part of the panels and stuff. We can take it to a lot of different places.
Absolutely.
We can take it to a lot of different places. I got some things, man, that I want to bring to fruition, but I'm not gonna say them here. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna put them on the atmosphere, but there are definitely some things that I'm working on that we're gonna do moving forward with the show. So I can sit here I ain't gotta get up tomorrow, but I ain't gonna sit here. you know I ain't gonna sit here and talk, but I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday season, man. And I just hope everybody enjoy their families
Yes.
um over the next few days, man. If you're traveling, be safe.
Yeah.
Safe traveling to and from your destinations, man. If you're drinking, man, just drink responsible. Uh, don't do nothing that you're gonna need a lawyer for. Uh, just be smart.
Yeah.
Enjoy this holiday season, man. The Ravens. Well, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna do that. You know, uh, you got some football games on Christmas Day. You got some NBA going on NBA on Christmas Day for the sports fans. Uh, we are, believe it or not, man, we are we probably are right a little less than 2 months away from spring training.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Spring training usually start like right around Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah.
Little after
Yeah.
Valentine's. So
Yeah.
we less than 2 months.
Yeah. It's coming. Yeah. And we didn't even
So
talk about all the Orioles been kind of busy.
yeah, the Orioles that made some moves.
Made some moves. So, you
So
know.
so for the baseball people, man, the baseball season will be starting in less than 2 months.
Yep.
The NBA stuff is great. Start jumping off really. College basketball has been some good games going on.
Yeah.
The college football playoffs is going on right now. So it's a lot of things to tune into. Hockey, if you're into hockey,
Right.
Venus Williams is off the market.
That's what I heard.
Venus Williams and jumped the broom.
Ain't that something?
Congrats to Venus, man.
Congrats, Venus.
Getting married. I guess she got married over the weekend. I guess,
You,
but I just started to see the pictures yesterday and today.
you know her husband?
Nah, I never heard of him. They say
Me.
he an actor or something.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I read today. Actor, somebody. And I ain't
I
never seen him in nothing.
I haven't seen the pictures or anything yet. I saw it came across that she got married.
Yeah, I seen the pictures. You know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I.
Say less.
Right.
Yeah, she look happy though.
That's the bottom line.
She look happy.
That's the
You
bottom.
know, she look happy. So
Yeah.
congrats to Venus.
Right.
Uh, Also, Coco Gauff was the highest paid female athlete again. I don't know, second or third year in a row she's been that.
Okay, Coco.
Shout out to Coco. Coco's still a young girl too, man. Coco, what
Very
about
young.
21,
Yeah.
22?
Very young.
Young girl, man, and still climbing.
Yes.
But congrats to Coco on being the highest paid female athlete in the
Yeah.
year 2025.
She's legit.
Yeah, yep. So, um, Dawn Staley, down there in South Carolina, said she just signed a player from across the water, female player from across the water that's dunking with two hands.
Mm. Mm.
You know, I mean,
Ain't that
could,
something?
could you ever have imagined the time where females dunking the basketball would be commonplace?
No. No. In the way they play
Yeah,
is
yeah,
phenomenal, man.
yes. The female basketball is must see TV
I
if you're a
see
basketball fan.
you're a fan, man, and it's a beautiful thing to see. And for folks who got a little, age on them, got some miles on them, man. You go back, man, and look at a high school game years ago, man, and they might not even get double digits.
No, no,
I mean,
no.
and to see what they're doing today, man. To see the talent on that floor,
Unbelievable.
it is phenomenal.
Unbelievable, man. And shout out to Baltimore's own Angel Reese, man.
Reese, man.
She getting it done on the court and in business.
And in business, man, when it's all said and done, man, she might be the baddest thing that ever came out of Baltimore when it comes
Yeah,
to basketball.
you right. You right.
Yeah,
You right. Because Angel's only like 24,
she's a youngster, man.
23, 24. She young.
Young.
She haven't even hit her prime yet.
No, she ain't made her prime yet. She ain't hit her prime.
Yeah. Shout out
Unbelievable.
to Angel, man. I mean, it's just a lot. It's just a lot of great stories to talk about. And again, man, as the show grows, you will see us touching on a lot of different stuff, a lot of different subjects, man. Just a lot of different areas, man. That like you say, we don't just talk sports, man. We take a dive into some other things too.
Absolutely.
But it's just a great run. We 2025 coming to a close, man. It's just like I say, it's the holiday season. Uh, I just wish everybody a Merry Christmas, man, and Happy New Year's if I don't see you next week, man. But I just like I say, just be safe, have fun, man. Just make memories. Make memories, man. Just enjoy your families. Uh, just really get into the mood, man. And again, you hit something, man, when you talked about that music.
Oh yeah.
Because I had some music on today as I was leaving work, headed to the basketball gym, and at work today, it was kind of quiet at work,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't in the best mood. You know what I'm saying? I was just kind of in a little funk. So I was leaving work, headed to basketball. I was like, I need something to lift me up, change this mood up, man. Usually music is what does it for me.
You can do it.
And I threw on some Christmas music. Jackson 5 started, and then I switched over to a couple other things. But um, yeah, it just changed the mood. It just changed the mood. It got me kind of in a good space, and I was just ready to just enjoy the rest of the day, man, and to get to get here and be able to do the show. And even though we talked about the Ravens and the bad play,
Yeah.
it lit a spark under me,
Hmm.
and I feel a whole lot better right now versus when I did early this morning, this afternoon.
Yeah. Me
So
too. Me
yeah,
too.
yeah, man. So I appreciate you, brother, for jumping on and being
Oh,
a part of the sports
absolutely.
mix.
Absolutely.
Adding
Absolutely.
adding your commentary and your expertise.
So 20, so 20, 25. How long ago that was? 25 years, 30 years. I don't
Yeah,
know how many years, but
yeah. It's been
this
some years.
playing out right before our eyes.
Yeah, yeah. It's been some years.
Right.
Lot what did Fred Sanford? A lot of years. A lot of years.
Lot of years, man. So we here, we gonna be here.
Yeah,
2026 gonna be fire. We already know that.
yeah,
And again, yeah, I'm ditto, man. Enjoy all of this stuff. Enjoy the family. Enjoy the fact that we still have life. Enjoy all of that, and make 2026 your best year ever. That's the way it's supposed to work.
yep,
Every
yep,
year get better and better and better and better.
yep, yep. And with that being said, we're gonna sign off, sign out for this week. Merry Christmas to everybody. Enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy your Christmas. Peace.